Oh, so cursed, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard. Oh, so cursed, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the world. We're fresh off probably our greatest episode ever. We are fresh off the Mittens experience, the CM Punk Kid extravaganza, and two of the survivors joining me today, Brian, the merch lord, and Ringside Sean. What's up, boys?
What's going on, baby? You don't have any scratches or anything. You look good.
It's pop time. I did have a little bit of a thing on my
You did.
head.
You did. How's that going?
It was fine. You know what the worst part about the light tube shot was is that the spooky dust is stuck to my blue hat.
Nah.
Oh, it's just there. It's like stained. It's like
there.
a stain.
I was like, I just gave it the old. Let me. Still there.
How's Gene doing? How's Gene?
Gene's all right. I
all
mean,
right?
he didn't expect to get hit with a light tube, so I don't think we're going to be seeing much more of him. But
He's probably pissed off.
what's up, Logan Stein in the chat? Beer, blood, and body
Mittens
slams. An excellent guest. You know, I think the show might have been off the rails in like the final 45 minutes, half an hour, but I just want you to know it's not because of the beers, it's because of the light tube shot.
Yes.
Right.
That's what happened to me.
It was a wild episode.
The pinata
Lights
fucked it
fell.
all up too.
Lights fell. We fell.
Yes,
Show
pinatas were hit by Rich, who killed it.
Punched it with his own fists.
Punched it with his own fist, tore it apart with his bare hands, and was rewarded one Swedish fish. I thought of a cool Halloween thing. You ready for this?
What?
Yeah.
It's fortune cookies. They're like morbid, alarming fortune cookies.
Oh, so it's like a bad fortune cookie.
Yeah, so it's like you will die, you know, or like your sister is dead.
That's very funny.
Yeah. Beware a fatal disease. And you know what you do, right?
That's
so you
so
like
funny.
order a pack of them online.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is actually a great idea.
That's actually a really good idea.
And basically, you order a pack online, and you could even customize them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could even make them. You could get black ones. You know, how hard is it to make? You know,
Don't give the idea away now.
and then what you do is,
It's basically giving you an idea.
I'm basically giving it away. So then what you do is, you don't just have all the fortune cookies be bad. You swap them out. You swap it so one person gets a haunting. You're gonna get murdered. You know?
Oh, Jesus God, no.
Yeah.
I love that.
Isn't that a great
But
idea?
wait, but then where do you give these out with like merch orders?
Well, I mean, I guess so. But
That could work.
I'm just saying, like, if you were at a party, a Halloween party type situation, or even just a family dinner at a Chinese buffet, you know, you swap in a fortune cookie, you now have cancer.
It's
Oh, my
You know?
God.
That's amazing.
Yeah, stuff like that. You're gonna fall off your bicycle in a few days.
Dude, don't joke about that. I fell off a bike.
Misfortune.
Yeah. How's that injury? That was a pretty bad fall you had there.
Dude, I'm healing up. I'm healing up great. I
Very
used
good.
Neosporin. I used Neosporin, and it like gives you new skin.
Neo, na sporin. You watch Kung Pao?
Back in the day, yeah.
Neosporin, baby.
Kung Pao into the fist.
Kick punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find. Yo, you went to Sean, I mean, you
Yes.
have used the Bullies as a stepping stone. And now are a representative of PWJ, Pro Wrestling Junkie, who, backed by terrorists, and also, they do the cards. They kidnap the wrestlers.
Crimson Jihad from True Lies. Remember that?
Yeah, of course. They kidnap the wrestlers, and they force them to do trading cards, and then they sell those trading cards.
Yep.
And you guys got comped to. Let me try to get my letters correct.
We were enjoying the ringside area. Thank you to PWJ here.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And listen, I'll just say the card was a mystery card. It was all surprises. You didn't know what was going on. You didn't know what to expect, and it was a super New York indie show. And that was the dopest way to say it, because it was like literally in a New Japan ring. So it's like you're seeing all these guys from, out on yonder, way across the globe, and they're coming over here, but you also see the guys that are making a name for guys and gals that are over here making a name for themselves in the New York circuit, in the Jersey circuit, Massachusetts, wherever. But they were there alongside with them. So in the main event, you had Eddie Kingston, John Moxley, Homicide.
What a team. Amazing Red.
Amazing Red. That's
was insane. That's kind of insane.
I'm standing there, literally, front row standing there like, wow, this is like a dream tag team. Like, this is wild. Like, you have generations of wrestlers here alongside wrestlers that we don't normally see here like that. So it was dope. We also had like, you know the guy Montequilla, right?
Montequilla.
Montequilla was there. Smiley was there.
Did you say the butter?
Montequilla.
Butters.
Like butter, yeah.
Is that why he wears blue and yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think Montequilla means?
He's like Butters from South Park.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Wow.
That's the
Yeah,
truth.
man. It was pretty dope. Man.
I never
It was
two
nights. It was 2 nights, right?
Yeah, it was 2 nights. It was a
Both
Thursday
nights
night
were
and Friday
unannounced matches.
No, so Thursday's night was unannounced. Fridays they had a card set up there. I didn't make it out to Friday's night. I was too tired, and
Who
also
cares?
had
Thursday was better anyway.
No, it literally was. That's what I said. I
was
saw
so
that
weird.
card and I was like, this has nothing compared to Thursday night. Thursday was insane.
They sold out Friday and they added Thursday. Thursday was awesome. Just for that just for that Survivor Series team alone of Moxley,
legendary.
Kingston, Red, and fucking Hami. And there was somebody else. Oh, and Okada. And it was like the Okada twins or whatever.
Okada was beat, dude. It was Yo and Okada. But Okada was so tired. He took like a clothesline and he got out the ring. He was holding his chest. He told my friend, he goes, I'm so tired. He just stood on the outside the whole time. I'm so tired.
I was, you know, it's funny the way that story was going. I was gonna be like, yeah, Sean, he was working you, but no, he just
he was
said to you
legit
that
tired.
he was tired.
Dude. He was legit tired. Yeah, man, that was
all right.
dope.
On Thursday, Sean, I see because I just want you to know, coming off of that mittens thing, I'm very well researched. Thursday, you were there, and I want you to think to yourself,
okay,
how many people were in the building? I'm very bad at this. When you ask me to say how many people are at a show, I'm very bad at guessing this. The beans in the jelly bean jar, you know?
Right. It was weird to see a ring inside of PlayStation Theater like that. I've never seen that.
Yeah, it was different. I'd say maybe 300 people, maybe 270-ish. It wasn't much.
1,005 people paid attendance, Sean. PlayStation Theater for Thursday night.
Thursday?
Yep.
Get out of here.
Yep.
No way.
It's called something else. It's not called PlayStation.
The Palladium.
The Palladium.
It's called Palladium.
You know, I saw
right?
Alter Bridge play the PlayStation Theater.
Oh,
That's
On
right.
this day, I see clearly.
Dude,
Yeah,
I saw Bleeding Through and Unearth play at the. It was then called the PlayStation, or it might have been called Nokia Theater.
Oh,
wasn't-
bleeding through? Show
was
me
Bleeding
your
Through.
face.
Yeah.
I wanna see your true face.
Dude, they're a good band.
It was once the Nokia Theater. Then they changed it to
That was the OG. That's the OG.
Then it was the Sony PlayStation Theater. I think they changed it to at one point.
Then Best Buy or some shit.
Yeah, and then they named it the Palladium. The Palladium was originally on 14th Street Union Square, and that was a club that ran early 80s to early 90s, and then they closed it because of all the stabbings, you know? How New
Too
York
many
City is.
stabbings.
I know
Yeah.
the Palladium in Massachusetts. They do because they do a lot of hardcore shows at the Palladium over there. You never hear about that Palladium?
No,
I have actually played that Palladium.
you have.
Yeah.
So that's like the OG Palladium. I feel.
We used to play there, and we used to play another place that was like a place to play that all the bands played.
In New England?
In Massachusetts. There were 2 spots in Massachusetts. I forget. The one was in Worcester,
Worcester.
and then the other was, I don't know, wherever the fuck the Palladium is.
Yeah, Bill. So, dude, back to that Thursday show. I looked at tickets on StubHub, and like an hour prior to the event, they were selling for like $6.
$6.
Yeah, there was like no advertising for this event. And then like the only time where it did pop up because I was looking at tickets was like on Facebook as a suggested ad. I didn't see anything else.
Yeah.
As far as like promotion for it. So like you said, 1,000+ seats were sold, but they were like, it wasn't sold out, I'll tell you that much.
I guess a lot of indie fans and maybe even AEW fans, like the small section of them that aren't indie fans, maybe those people do really follow New Japan like that. I don't really follow New Japan. You know, like if they were running a show like they were, I wouldn't really know about it, you know. But then I was seeing the flyer, but then it's like, oh shit, there's a show on 44th Street. That's crazy, right?
See, but that's like a lot
But
of
then it's like, oh, okay.
AEW's fan base is a big New Japan. They're into all that. They're very big into that Japan. That's
Japan
why they have all
guys
those,
are what drew.
the six
would
man,
you say,
the
right?
six man thing.
The Japan
100%.
guys draw.
They definitely do.
And like FTR drew, like last week.
Okada is the Cena of Japan.
But I don't think they'd hit as hard in WWE. I don't think that fan base would even know who the fuck Okada is if he came out.
I'm just trying to think of like.
Never know.
I feel like indie
They're all
show...
little kids, like mostly little kids. Like little kids don't know about New Japan, you know?
Yeah, but you're not trying to get little kids. You're trying to get 21 and over.
Well, AEW. I'm talking about WWE. That's why
I'm talking about. I'm talking about running a show in the city. I'm talking about an indie show, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, because 1,000 people for an indie is awesome.
Right.
That's like Joey Janela's Spring Break 1 status.
But then you're saying that the Japan guys draw for those indie shows.
Right. I wonder, right. I would be interested to hit up. I actually went to WrestleTix and looked that up. 300. That was terrible. A terrible showing by you, Sean.
No, I'm being, dude, the whole back was all empty.
It just
because you were too bougie. You were in the front row.
Big. It's just like big, and there's like not. It doesn't look like there's as many people there as there are because of the size of it.
Well, if there were, then they were. But it was cool, man.
Yeah,
it was
Friday
dope.
sold out, so they added Thursday. Crowbar was there, friend of the Bullies.
Yeah, pop from my man Crowbar. He went up against Fred Rosier, who was one half of the primetime players. Well, Darren Young. There you go. Darren Young. They had a cool match.
Yeah.
Put over the Fred guy.
Smiley, also friend of the Bullies. Friend of Outlaw. Was there.
Went up against Mike Bailey.
The SAT as well.
The SAT went up against Aussie Open, which was pretty cool. Aussie Open's hot right now.
And this is all Friday? This is all the other...
No, see, this was all Thursday.
Damn,
on Friday, like the fucking Motor Shitty Machine Guns won the tag titles. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know? But Moxley was there on Friday, too. And so was, like, Kingston. And Okada wrestled in the main or whatever.
Hami was there.
Hami.
And then Saturday, I popped out to, it's a good old Chains, ICW in the Hart Ballroom.
Wow.
Damn, that was a good show, dude.
Go you.
Yeah, man. Listen.
I love that shit.
I carry our flag everywhere.
I love your nomadic spirit and adventurous spirit.
I have to, man. Listen, everybody needs to know who we are, what we do, and why we're there.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Check this out, by the way. I want to show you this. It's a little security.
That is so sick.
Little security jacket from when you used to, like, mail order from, like, the private sector. Try to get your wrestling accessories before they produce them and stuff.
That's what Pork Chop Express was wearing Sunday evening as he worked MLW.
Incredible.
He was like Chris Farley with the security jacket. You're going to make your way down that way. They go this way.
Yo, speaking of what we do, too, I want to announce the winner of the raffle. I completely forgot about the raffle because, once again, not because of the beers, because of the tubes. Completely forgot about the raffle. So let me just pause us real second and say the winner of the raffle. I drew the numbers before. Brian can witness. Brian can attest to it.
I saw it with my own, too.
So there were 4 tickets, and one person had 2 tickets, and that person was I Got Character. So, of course, he won. The odds were 50% in their favor, so I Got Character, again, taking home another sweep. I don't think we have anything to give away this week, which is fine, but I think next week we'll give away some new merch because there's going to be new merch. I owe a few people Scarface shirts, which will be released. We're releasing, hold on. It's like a whole winter line.
Ooh.
It's like a whole winter line. It's like several pieces.
Silver bells.
Yeah. So, and much like all the things that you see, we're putting up our Christmas shirts too. Probably in mid-November, one of us will have an idea for like an angry sweater thing or something.
Pajama
we want
Dan.
mittens.
We want mittens.
There's a fucking,
Mittens has a calling.
No, he's got a following. What did he say? He's like, they just love me.
They love him.
People just love me.
People just love me. What a guy. Shout out, Mittens.
Oh, man.
It's a hard-working fucking boy.
Yes, he is.
He does work hard.
Sweeps the ring better than anyone I've ever seen sweep a ring.
By the way, also, I want to just say publicly that I want to thank both of you for sweeping up the light tube pieces as I just, schmoozed and relaxed.
We didn't get any complaints, by the way.
No complaints.
We did it.
0 complaints.
That's a success in my
Wow.
book.
You know why? Because we went there with a purpose, and we made sure after we left, it was exactly how it.
Thank
came.
God they had a vacuum.
You know?
If they didn't have a vacuum, we would have been fucked.
Nah, we did.
Yeah,
Listen,
that is true.
the broom did its job.
The
The
broom was
vacuum.
working.
Vacuum came through in the clutch.
The
Mittens is
vacuum
amazing.
clutched. Fitness is amazing.
And then he,
Earbud
he
body
did that,
slams.
drank about 10 White Claws, hung out with us, and then went to the bar.
Yeah,
It's a
we'll
true-
do another
What an animal.
show.
That
He's
guy.
a beast. He's a beast.
So Josh in the chat says, finally got to meet the Ponytail Bully. So
You did.
Sean
You
the
did, baby.
Ponytail Bully. Walk me through your ICW Halloween spooky experience.
Got there, 20 minutes late as always. Stomach
Naturally.
was naturally.
You accidentally ate cheese, you said?
I did two slices
Oh,
of pizza.
Jesus
It
Christ.
was
So you had
well worth it.
pizza
It was
pains.
so good.
Recognized accident.
So I got in my cab. I got there. When I got there, it was Akira and Lucky 13 had just finished,
Good match.
which I heard was a banger of a match, and I'm upset that I missed it, but I will catch it on IWTV. I then had some stuff to drink, and the next thing I remember was arguing with John Wayne Murdoch and
Nice.
telling him to crotch chop, suck it.
It was him versus Hoodfoot?
Him and Hoodfoot. And then I also started screaming at Eddie Only. I'm sure you guys saw the videos I sent you, calling him a pussy.
Right.
Get the fuck up, you fucking pussy.
Yeah. Pop time.
Pop time. Whoosh.
Just got to
Shout out to
demonetize
Daddy
double.
Marco.
Drop the double P there.
Sorry.
Two times. Once recounting and then quoting during the recount. Double
Sorry.
P. Completely
dude, it was
demonetized.
wild.
You win this week. You win
It
the
was wild.
contest.
It was wild, dude. I'll be honest. It was a wild show. And then
Oh my God.
main event comes. You have the Bulldozer Matt Treatmont taking on champion Casey Catal. Out comes Cruel, and he assists Casey with the win. Casey then lets the crowd know she does not go by Kirk. Her last name is, once again, Catal.
Catal.
And then
Bless you.
cameras go off. Show's finish. A drunk fan gets in Cruel's face. And from what I hear, Cruel knocked the guy out. There was blood all over. And it was...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I kind of hate the whole Kirk Cruel thing.
It's
Didn't
Beauty
he
and the Beast.
win the title though?
He
He
won
won
the
the
he
IWTV
beat
title.
what's his name?
AC Mack.
AC Mack, right?
Yeah. He didn't win the deathmatch title. He won the IWTV
But they're gonna fight.
title.
You know they're gonna fight.
So Danny also announced that him and Brandon are gonna go at it at the next chain show.
Cruel and Brandon.
No, Danny and Brandon.
Oh, Danny and Brandon again.
Yeah, they're gonna go at it again, so the world can see how great of an athlete that Brandon is.
Mhm.
I honestly see this going the way of the Beauty and the Beast, and eventually we're gonna have Brandon and Cruel going at it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Which will eventually turn into Cruel versus Casey.
you think so?
Yeah, that's eventually going to be what it comes down to.
Or maybe Casey. No, I don't know.
Casey and Cruel. There, it's going to be like that's going to be like he loves her so much.
Yeah,
so he
no.
can't, like, hate her.
I was gonna start like pontificating storyline, but then it's like, nah, it's just ICW. They're just gonna.
I think it looks like it's turning into that, dude.
I don't know. I'm actually enjoying it a lot.
Maybe she
Because
turns. That's what I was gonna say. Maybe she turns on Brandon.
Yeah,
I
'cause,
hate-
like
Like Cruel.
she wins the title, and everybody just the roof blows off of her ballroom.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, she's with Cruel.
I'm making myself cringe with our nerdy takes on ICW no holds barred storyline bookings.
Yo, but listen, I'm enjoying it. It's like, wow,
You
know
love
what?
it. You love it.
This is something I can get behind. And you know
It's
what?
different. They've never done anything like it before.
Exactly. And that's what's so different and cool about it, is because it's a whole new take on the way they're running the Chain Show. Before
Right.
the Chain Show were just literally like the battle of the tough guys. Now, you know what? You got a badass.
Right. First
Yeah,
there wasn't
you
going to
know.
be any title. First he said there would never be a title. Then there's a title, and then it wasn't about stories. It's about fights. But now it's
Yeah.
all about stories. But I like a story, dude.
That's
Wrestling
what
is
makes it about so fun.
right. Wrestling is all about needs a good story.
Nah, it
You
fucking
have a-
sucks. It sucks.
You have a do-rag on your head?
You know, yeah, I was considering wearing a do-rag.
Put it on. Put it on.
Sure,
Put
because I know it
on.
makes you happy, Sean.
Yes. Put on the do-rag.
All right, do-rag, Pat. You guys can see
Here we
like
go.
my
Dude, your
business-
hair looks good. You literally look kind of looks like a Dexter Loomis right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do-rag Pat. There we go.
Yeah, dude.
Now, you know how you put a do-rag on before, right?
Dude, I mean, I fucking live in this do-rag during softball season.
There we go.
I lost the other part. Oh,
That's right
you know
there.
why? Because I'm such a pro.
You're holding it.
I already have it tied together because of all the usage.
That's so many when you have your braids on, right?
Yeah, dude. That's when you're trying to keep that swirl in, you know?
Just leave it like that. Leave it like that. You look like a
like
diplomat.
just red man.
Yeah.
I just do the red
speaking-
man.
Speaking of booking Japanese wrestlers at indie events, they actually announced that they booked Abdullah Kobayashi versus Hoodfoot for the chains, which is like kind of amazing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude. Yeah, he's here for that entire weekend. He's doing the show in Williamstown in the H2O arena the night prior, and then they're coming over here, and then it's gonna into Newark.
I
and
wonder
then
if he'll
happen.
do. I wonder if he'll do like a Wrestling Universe signing or one of those.
100%.
I hope he
so.
does. I
Did you
hope
see
he does
that Shinsuke's fighting Muda?
Yeah.
I saw that,
in like the
dude.
New Year's Day show or whatever.
What is
Yo,
it, Pro
I
Wrestling
also
Noah?
saw
Noah,
a
yeah.
graphic, and I don't know if it was real or not, but I
I
also saw a graphic that was. I had sunglasses around here somewhere. I could really look.
Pat, go like this.
menacing.
I know.
Get
what
her
you're talking-
done.
It's the Sheamus one, right?
Yeah, is it
Sheamus
Sheamus and Suzuki? Is
Suzuki.
that real?
Nah, it was a rib.
Dude, I wish it wasn't a rib. That actually got me excited. I don't get
Yeah.
excited. I was like, oh man, that'd be awesome.
Shinsuke. The Shinsuke match is pretty exciting though.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see him back in his his Shinsuke.
They haven't done that in something like that in a long time.
Yeah, we haven't seen Shinsuke, and I think this match we're gonna see a Shinsuke we haven't seen in a while, and WWE's gonna be like, wow, okay, Shinsuke, do X, Y, and Z now.
Yeah, maybe.
Now we want you to do this.
I think it's a big deal
Yeah,
though.
the
He hasn't
rebirth.
wrestled in Japan in like 6 years, 5 years probably.
The last Wrestle Kingdom with him and AJ, where Bullet Club kicked AJ out. Well, I think that was 9, maybe. Could be wrong.
Cheers, y'all. Thanks for watching. Please, if you are sticking with us, comment, like, share, subscribe. Do all the things. Really helps us out. You know, a funny quote that would help us make a clip later on. Or something like that. Next week, we'll do giveaways. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. on Twitch. I think we were going to switch over from Twitch. There's a whole payout fiasco. One of these things where it was a headline that I read. And then I
You're
didn't
saying
read the article.
Switching Toxic Tweet to YouTube.
Yeah, we might. I don't know. Film review, Scooby-Doo and WWE, Curse of the Speed Demon, is good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad.
It's new. It's a new one.
No, that came out a few years back.
The last one I remember coming out is the WrestleMania one. The WrestleMania Scooby-Doo.
Flintstones?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever do that New Day Netflix Choose Your Own Adventure Undertaker thing? That's a fun
Yes,
Halloween
yes, yes.
activity.
I did.
Yes, I did too.
As
It
an
is very
adult,
good.
I did it alone.
It's so fun, dude.
It's fun, yeah. It's cool to see like interactive games and stuff like that.
That's the
fun.
spookiest.
Did
It
you
was
ever
very
do
scary.
off topic? Did you ever do the Black Mirror one that was like that? The Black Mirror
Oh.
movie that was you get to choose. You choose what happens.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's called
I
the Bandersnatch. It's probably still on Netflix. You could probably still do it. It's kind of it's literally like that. It's like Detroit, the game.
Brian,
Wow.
have you seen the excuse me, Black Mirror episode that's like John Hamm is in it and it's a white Christmas or whatever?
Yes,
Have you seen that episode?
Yes. It's one of the best episodes.
I just watched that the other day. That is
I
really one of the best.
Dude, that whole series.
You know
is
the-
best.
You know the part in that episode with the toast where he's like eating the toast and he's telling the lady like basically what the situation is. She's in the egg and he's like
Right.
eating the toast. I think about that scene all the time, dude. Like in my
Sounds like
personal
Twilight
in
Zone.
my personal life, like when he goes like, "Oh, you're not." She's like, "What have you been doing? I'm a prisoner. I'm trapped in here." She's like, "No, you control the whole house. You know, what temperature you like, just push the temperature. What toast? How do you like your toast? Just think about it and push that button." She's like, "I don't want to do that. I'm a prisoner. I want to eat the toast." And he's like, "No, you don't get it. Like you're just a piece of your own brain. You're just a piece of your own brain that we made an AI. Like, you're not really you. And she's like, oh, get me out of here. And I think about that shit all the time. Anyway. You guys going to subscribe $5? Brian, you mentioned this in the group chat earlier. $5 gets you the entire GCW library and their premium live events moving forward.
120% I'm going to do $5 a month.
Now, are you going to continue your Patreon
it's
subscription?
It's a no-brainer.
What is the Patreon? What happens to the Patreon?
Are you talking about my Patreon?
Or, yeah, weren't you at one time a member of the GCW Patreon? Was that a private thing?
Time, well, no, I was doing the Patreon and I was paying like $20 a month, and then I switched it to the $2 one because $20 was kind of too expensive.
Yeah.
So I do Patreon still. So I get like it's the cheap tier.
Mm-hmm.
So I get like notifications, but I just don't like get like the special merch anymore.
Got it. Okay.
No more job interview teas.
No more job interview. But I still have my MDK card.
So that means you could get into shows 2 hours prior or 20 minutes prior?
Right. It's like I can just like go. I can go my diddle my way in.
Would you look at that?
Nick Gage defeated Leo Rush.
Yeah.
On Saturday. Half an hour match with Nick Gage.
Legit half hour?
So what did because I looked it up because I was like, yo, how long was this? 28 minutes.
I honestly thought they should have gave the belt to Leo.
Yeah, Leo's awesome.
Leo's great. Leo's on fire right now. I mean, he goes away, he comes back when he pleases, but you got to give credit to where credit's due. The guy can freaking wrestle.
GCW deal is very cool, says the chat.
It is.
Yeah, it is very cool.
For $5, you get so many cool events that you probably never seen before.
It's pretty cheap.
It is. Listen, better than the $9.99, I'll tell you that much.
What is the $9.99? Oh, that's the WWE Network?
That's the WWE Network.
Well, no, but technically now it's Peacock. And
yeah, you could do $5.
And also, Peacock comes with a lot of it's not just wrestling. It's like a bunch of shit.
You could watch The Office.
Right. It gets the whole entire series.
Hey. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting it, though, for sure. I watch all the GCW events, and listen, there's sometimes where I just want to see what other wrestling is on. So you know what?
$5 is cheap.
$5, you can't beat it.
Right. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Very lucrative deal, I guess, for the fans.
Especially for the holidays, especially with the internet changing nowadays. Elon Musk buying Twitter and changing everything up. It's good to have things that you're comfortable with and know that will never change. So thank you for the $5 wrestling.
Yeah, $5 wrestling, totally dope. Is Fight TV giving GCW a flat rate for each show or something? I honestly don't know. I don't really know how that works. IWTV, I think it's like half maybe.
So with that $5, are we going to be able to watch all the wrestling other than GCW?
Well, what are the chances that the app or whatever it is going to actually work?
You're getting Fight TV.
Oh, well, it's in Fight TV. It's Fight TV.
Right, it's Fight TV Plus. It's not just like a GCW thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's like included within Fight Plus or whatever.
It's pretty dope.
It is pretty dope.
Elon Musk is the Oprah of Twitter, but instead of a car, it's a verification. What, Pat, are we going to do that?
What's that?
Are we going to give ourselves a blue little check on Twitter for $20?
I don't think you can just pay for it. I think you have to acquire it, and then you have to pay for it.
So from what I read, it's a premium subscription, right? And with this premium subscription, you get verified. And you get your blue little check on Twitter.
That's absolutely absurd, but I love that because it's basically everybody who really, really cares about their blue check. They don't feel so great. They don't feel so great anymore, do they?
20 smackaroonies. It's like anybody can have it.
I like that.
So
I like that.
That's
like
$20.
It's like anarchy.
Only $20
a month.
Yeah.
Every month you have to pay. So let's fucking pay for it.
Why not?
I want a little blue check.
Boulevard blue checks.
Can I put one on my name too? Just
absolutely not. You guys can both go get verified on your own accounts. There's no way that Blvd Bullies is paying for that. Don't you see? Don't you see that unverified is now the new verified?
Yo, he's not verified. He's in the inn. Oh, backwards hat with the do-rag.
Yeah, because it's like now if you're a blue check, you're just a mark. You know,
Did you hear about the very sad news?
it's just pay to play. My fucking.
What's that
phone.
news?
That the Migos brother got shot.
Dude, very, very sad. Very unfortunate.
It's fucked up, and he wasn't even like fighting. It was like he was like part of a crossfire.
Yeah, it's the violence with just gun violence all around is just at an all-time high, and just very off topic, but the hip hop community lost so many artists to this, you know, and
those guys were like positive guys. I feel
it
like
sucks, you know what I'm saying? It's really sucks, and rest in peace to him. Love and prayers to his family, and you know, you could just hope for better days where there's no gun violence and people just get along and watch wrestling and just talk shit. You know,
facts. Friends of wrestling. They're friends of Ric Flair.
Yeah, they're wrestling fans. You know, it's very unfortunate.
They've been on Raw. They've been on it. They've been like a part of it.
They accompanied RK Bro to the ring for the WWE Day 1 event that Triple H now canceled.
Yeah, it's making me tight.
You know, so shout outs to them. But what else is on the radar, Pat? What else is in the news this week?
It's funny. Yeah. Yeah. I saw that happened, but I have no knowledge, so I just laid back and let you guys talk about it. All right, let's get into WWE. You want to do that?
You guys hate Bray Wyatt.
Ooh,
Oh, dude. Okay, so let's start with Friday. We'll go Friday, then we'll do Raw. We'll talk about AEW last. This is what I wrote. I actually watched Friday.
Okay.
God forgive me. So I have little notes. I said that the Uso promo, you know, that's the thing that's going around, where Sammy said, Jay's not been feeling very oosy.
Made everybody laugh.
Yeah, broke everyone. I have a theory on that. I think that was a work.
It's a work break.
Orchestrated work break. You know,
agree.
Because you know that's what was happening before, and because it was happening before and it was being so organic, it actually got Sammy over. And now you know it's like we can't have nice things. Once the fucking machine realizes that something natural happened, they have to unnaturally fucking like pound it and pound it. And just fucking
leave the water running.
This is a new thing. This is now a new thing. We just made it. Brian, you just made a thing. They just gotta fucking disgusting.
Milking that bad boy.
Yo, dude, everybody thinks it's scissor me's so cool, dude. Just like being verified. Being unverified, of course. Doing this is lame, dude. Nobody does that anymore. It's all about this. A little bit of the milking.
Little udders.
Milk the little udders for every last penny. Yeah. But nonetheless, I still thought it was entertaining. Did you guys watch it?
Yes. I did.
Sean?
I did. I am not a fan of this new Bray Wyatt thing. It's run its course. It's literally like watching another dimension of the Fiend or like the Lantern Guy, and now we're introducing Uncle Howdy, who's clearly Bo Dallas.
No.
Yeah,
okay.
Dude.
Well, I mean, we were talking about the Sami Zayn part of things, but
no, I know, but I'm just gonna get right into it.
Let's get right into it then.
You mentioned
I have my
SmackDown.
thoughts. I have my thoughts as well.
You mentioned Smack. The whole Sami Zayn thing, I'm all for it. You know what? I'm milking right along with them. But what's sticking out to me is it's just the Bray Wyatt stuff. I'm tired of it.
Yo, let's talk about it. Let's break it down because, you know, listen, many people this week, by the way, the Blvd Bullies sports betting scene is exploding. People are texting me for quotes.
For tips? You want tips? They're getting trying to get tips.
They're sending me their action, you know. They're showing me, hey, this is what I did. I have a 15-1 parlay. Great. That's great. So much like fantasy, I play a lot of fantasy football. You know, there's a lot of betting. So you keep going back to a team. You go like the Packers are going to be good this year, and like you lose. They lost a game. That was a close game. And you're like, oh, okay, but this week's going to be the week, and then they lose again, and then you're like, okay, but this week, and then like they do it. It's like, okay, they sucked the last 2 weeks, but this week was awesome. This is what I've been wanting out of, like, this fantasy player, you know? And it's like, all right, next week we're good to go. Donut. Stinker. And it's like, all right, but, you know, there was that other week before. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yes, there are some very, very high moments, but over the course of, like, 5 weeks, They're like too many duds for me. And I think this past night was a huge dud. And he had me. Last fucking week, Brian, I admitted to you that he had me. He came out and he was like,
you mean?
the week before, right. Where he was like, hi, and he was overacting.
It's a slow build. It's like a slow build,
Dude,
though.
But the
and
mask
I feel like
was
they're
so corny, dude.
But I think that what they're trying to do is create the new Bray Wyatt. He's building to what he's going to be. Like, he's not what he is yet.
There's no milk left, Brian.
Brian,
Right.
the udders have run dry.
Dude, I'm not the only one that like. The people like it. I'm not the
people
only
love
one
it. The people love it.
Dude, I'm one of them.
True.
I'm going to tell you right now, what happens, it's going to be good. The payoff, I think, is going to be worth it. And I think what they're doing is different and dope.
Well, listen, like I said 2 weeks ago, I think he's going to show up at the Saudi event. And what happens this past Friday, they announced he will be at the Saudi event.
He will be there.
He'll be there. So you know what I think is going to happen? I think we're going to actually see the uncle.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, but I think that the uncle is him. I think all of these characters are him, his own mind. It's his own mind, and it's all going to be a culmination of everything.
And then
he's gonna be the ultimate final phase Bray Wyatt, and then he will finally fight for the title and become the champion.
Dude, he held the title as the Fiend.
That makes me sick to hear.
He lost to Goldberg.
Everybody loses to Goldberg.
But Sean, that was when crazy old Vince McMahon was in charge.
Dude, everybody loses to Goldberg. And who hasn't lost to Goldberg? Name one person.
Triple H.
I'm sure he's lost to him.
All right. Let me just think about this for a second.
Dio Howdy, yeah, Michael.
So, yeah, dude, to me, the Uncle Howdy reveal was as bad, if not worse, given the current situation, than him being melted Bray. S'mores, marshmallow, melted Bray.
What's bad about it, the name? Because he's called Uncle Howdy?
I just think that it was so ludicrous and just stupid.
I think it's pretty dark, dude.
I don't think it's dark at all. It's like a horrible mask.
If it's his own brain, if it's himself.
Spencer's gift lighting. He's got the little, oh my God. Is it himself? Okay. So it's himself now. So it's basically the same thing as The Fiend.
Yes, dude, and it's horrible.
Yeah, except The Fiend had a cool name. Uncle Howdy. Unky Howder. Fucking sucks, dude. That's stupid. Who the fuck is Uncle Howdy, dude? Are you fucking kidding me?
Why do you like Uncle Howdy, Brian?
I just want to I'm giving it a chance. Nothing's even happened yet. It's just literally nothing.
Fine.
It's been on the screen for literal 2 minutes, and he just came on the screen.
Okay,
nothing's
Uncle
happened
Howdy
yet.
Sucks, dude.
I don't think it sucks. I mean, it's pretty terrifying.
And you know
whatever
what?
It is.
And after the week before,
show that to an 8-year-old kid. I think the 8-year-old kid was going to be fucking terrified.
Well, when he came out at first and he was in street clothes and he was like, "You saved me." Yeah,
he sounds tight about it. It's like a weird.
But that was
like
okay. So, but that's what I'm saying.
To him.
In that first, man, stupid Fly. The Fly still. I'm still living with the Fly.
He didn't want to be saved. He wanted to be left alone.
Okay, yeah, but the first promo where he was just like, "Thank you, I love you," and then at the very end to end SmackDown, it was like the video.
Yeah,
it was like I thought I was all in on that because when he was like, "You saved me." I was like,
but they milk their WWE.
But then the next week when he's standing there with like the fucking horror music and he's just in the background with like the blue SmackDown lights.
It's his own music.
That was stupid.
It was whack, bro.
Oh, and the things I'm gonna do.
I think it's different and dope. It's different and dope. It wants me. I want to know what's gonna happen. It makes me intrigued.
I want to know what's gonna happen, but I just have. How much faith do you have that it's gonna be cool?
I love Bray Wyatt, and I mean, I loved The Fiend, and I loved that whole fucking hurt heel. I was into it. The whole cinematic matches, those are some of my favorite fucking things.
Now my question, Brian, to you is this, okay? We've seen The Fiend, we've seen Bray Wyatt, and we've seen...
I was into all the phases.
Okay, but now this is...
getting a little tight.
You're not seeing the comparison, right? Where you had the Firefly Funhouse Bray and then The Fiend, right? Two different personalities. Now we have the normal Bray Wyatt who just left his 9 to 5 to come back to wrestle.
It's 6 different personalities.
Right? and now we have the Uncle Howdy guy. Okay, so now who's gonna be the next one that he grabs as his accomplice? We saw Alexa Bliss last time. We've seen Matt Hardy. Who's next?
I don't think there's going to be an accomplice.
Is it the obvious Liv Morgan who just can't stop smiling and throwing herself as a senton onto a table?
I hope not.
She's a little senton.
I'm going to be honest.
I
she's
hope
losing her scruples, right? She's losing her scruples. She's turning into the crazy Liv Morgan, and we're eventually going to see her with the Uncle Howdy guy. I'm just being honest. And
I hope that he stays by
himself. It's literally a washed story with different names and different appearances.
You don't know that yet. You're just assuming that he's going to be put with Liv Morgan, but that hasn't happened.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's apples and oranges. People are saying that it looked like Aleister Black.
Nah, if you look at he had an earring on,
and the earring is Bo Dallas's earring.
Yeah,
people are just fucking goddamn rumor starters, and it's goddamn. I'm going to say that it's Bray Wyatt as all these different people, and it's going to be his own mind, and So who's he going to fight? Ultimate form.
Himself in a cinematic match.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to attack somebody. I don't know if it makes sense for it. It would make me tight if he attacks Roman, because if he attacks Roman now, he'll definitely lose in the match. Like, Roman's keeping the belts until at least WrestleMania, I think. Like, he's not going to lose any of them.
I miss Cody, dude.
I see Roman losing the belt at the Rumble, coming back for Mania.
I think he's going to keep it till Mania. I think someone's going to come at maybe The Rock. Is The Rock going to wrestle Roman?
If he doesn't, it's going to be Cody.
Cody versus Roman at Mania?
Yeah. I see The Rock winning the title at the Rumble, the same way he beat Punk.
Rock versus Roman, and people have been talking about that for like years and years.
And then it gives them 3 months to build it. Gives you 3 months of TV publicity and interviews, and hey, I'm promoting the WWE title that I'm defending against my cousin for the bloodline head of the table. You know what I'm saying? I see that happening. Now with this whole Bray Wyatt thing, where does he go from here? Does he eventually move on to a Drew McIntyre and a Karrion Kross?
Well, Sean, let me stop you right there, because I want to tell you a few facts that might change your thought process. He's the #1 merch seller. See, we all have like nuisances. Yeah. See, I got this shit. There's like a fucking singular. This must be Son of Fly.
I'm pretty good right now with my bug conditions.
Dude, I have Son of Fly here. He's the #1 merch seller in the company. Yeah, it's fucking flying around me.
Is that the Fiend?
I'm like Midas from fucking...
Yeah, we're talking about Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's the #1
Yeah, #1 merch seller, and he surpassed Drew McIntyre as the #1 face on SmackDown, supposedly. As like in like the writer's eyes.
What is this, GM mode?
No, I mean, GM mode is based on like real things that happen.
It's just the natural way things are happening. He's become... But what he has done has... People have been intrigued enough to buy his shit.
Again.
And make him the #1 boy. And he hasn't even wrestled a match
#1
yet.
boy. Yeah. Oh, man. I can't wait for that to happen. Anyway.
We'll see.
I'm not excited for it. But
you know what? I don't hate him.
I've loved Bray Wyatt ever for always.
I don't hate him because... I don't hate him because I don't like him. Just like fantasy football, I hate him because I want him to be good. I want him to be good. He's just not
living up to the potential.
I always say...
How is the #1? How is he #1 and not living up to anything?
Because, dude, when's the last time he wrestled?
It's a slow goddamn build. Can you let it build? Can you let a goddamn story unfold?
You know why? I'm just impatient, Brian.
You gotta be patient.
Because they gave this guy the torch so many times. And what does he do? He wipes his ass with it. He doesn't do the right thing with it.
It's not. You can't just blame a singular person. What did they do to Dean Ambrose on his final run? It wasn't Dean Ambrose.
The name says itself, Dean Ambrose.
Dude, his last run was washed. Did you hear him talk about his last run? He hated it, and now he has one of the best runs.
So, Brian, what you're saying is that with Vince McMahon gone, you think that Bray Wyatt's poised for a huge run here with Triple H at the helm?
I think the potential is better for what's been happening, all these great Triple H things that have been happening. The potential is limitless for what goes on. And
All
I
right.
think
you know what, Brian? How many more
unfold.
weeks? How many more weeks would you tell a Bray Wyatt skeptic to hang on?
I don't know. I think he's going to come out at Crown Jewel. I don't know what he's going to do at Crown Jewel. I'm completely baffled and
I
intrigued.
think there's absolutely no way he's going to wrestle at Crown Jewel. I think what
No,
you'll see...
he's not going to wrestle. I think he'll attack who he's going to start a beef with.
No, well, I think you'll get an in-ring segment.
Maybe
Very
someone will
simple,
attack
and
him.
then maybe
Someone's gonna
Uncle
be tight.
Howdy, masked figures attacking him. It's
See,
weird.
then
It would be
if that
weird.
happens, I'll turn and I will fucking be tight. If there's a figure that's somebody else, that's Uncle Howdy, that's like someone in a costume, I'll be tight. Because it should just.
So you want it to be him.
Uncle Howdy should be a figment of Bray Wyatt's imagination.
So you want Bray Wyatt to get in the mix at...
It's gonna be like they all form into him. He's gonna become Uncle Howdy. He is Uncle Howdy.
He's going to become Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, it's in him. It's in his
Oh,
brain.
Lord, help me.
He's
All
the
right.
evil man. He's done evil things.
All right, Sean, real quick, yes or no? Do you think Bray Wyatt's going to wrestle?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
He's gonna.
I'm in agreement.
He might throw a Sister Abigail onto somebody. A mandible claw. I don't know.
No.
I can't see where it's going yet. No idea. He hasn't interacted with anybody. It's only been him.
As always.
Okay, real quick, Brian, yes or no? Does Rowan come back and get in the mix?
I don't think so.
Sean?
Quite possibly.
Does Gilbert reveal himself to be Uncle Howdy? Brian?
Gilbert.
Maybe.
Sean?
It might
Absolutely
be
not.
If The Rock will be at Mania, he'll lose to Roman at Mania. If not, Cody will win the Rumble and the title at WrestleMania. Brian, yes or no?
If The Rock comes to fight Roman, there's no way Rock is winning. I think he'll put over Roman.
And what if
I
The Rock
see.
isn't in the picture, Brian?
Then I think it's going to be Cody.
So agree. What do you think, Sean?
I think Rock and Roman are gonna do 2 matches, one at the Rumble, one at Mania. Rock wins the title at the Rumble.
That's already happened, though.
But exactly like Bray
they're-
Wyatt, Brian, just like Bray Wyatt.
So, well, I mean, not really. That would be an exact rinse and repeat of what happened with like CM Punk and John Cena. He beat CM Punk.
Well, I'll
At the
tell you
Rumble.
this. I'll
And
tell
then
you
lost to John
this.
Cena.
I think that if I love the one thing that I think is good in WWE right now is the bloodline, right? So if you keep Bray Wyatt, listen, if you want to make him champion, you think he's got potential, that's great. Keep him far away from the bloodline, please. Keep him far away from the bloodline, please. Let the bloodline do their thing. And then something's happening. Something. And this is now after the Rumble, or maybe before the Rumble, I don't know. And they're all beating on Sammy now. Something happened. And Sammy got
They
too...
turn.
And
They
they
turn on Sammy.
and they basically, because Sammy's the biggest babyface in the company right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, he's over. He's
And-
the mittens of
Dude,
you know.
They
And
love
when
it.
they
The
finally
people
turn
love
on him, because there's not, especially in WWE, there are not many chances where you have genuine,
Love.
sympathy for the babyface.
Yeah.
You know, like when fucking Drew McIntyre tries to get my sympathy, it don't work. Most of these guys, it don't work, right? That was the
Right.
problem with Roman when they were pushing Roman. The sympathy don't work, right?
He's natural.
But yeah, when they turn on Sammy, and then it's like Sammy and something, and then the fucking Rock comes out to rescue Sammy.
Dude, the pop.
I'm getting
That's
chills
gonna
just
what-
thinking
it's
about
gonna-
it, dude.
It's good. You literally just gave me little chills.
Yo, and maybe it's not even. Maybe I'm thinking about it the right way. Maybe it's fucking The Rock and Sammy versus the Usos. You know,
Tag
maybe it's
match.
some
I could
shit
see
like that.
I could see that.
You know, or no, I'm sorry. It would
In a
have to be like
turmoil,
Roman.
The Rock.
Or how
The
about
Rock
this?
comes to like settle things within the bloodline.
No, well, maybe The Rock builds a star-studded cast. And it's like him and like Kevin Hart and Logan Paul and fucking Sami Zayn and whoever else the fuck versus like the whole bloodline. You know, I don't know.
Well, listen.
I don't know. I lost it, but you saw where I was going with it.
Well, you mentioned the whole Logan Paul thing. Roman Reigns and Logan Paul are going at it this Saturday in Saudi, and it's obvious where that's going. But there's a story that needs to be picked up right after that. Where do you see it going? Who do you see it being with? Do we continue with Sammy and Jey Uso?
I could see Logan Paul getting a stateside rematch.
So now I'm
maybe not
thinking
maybe
War
not at
Games.
Rumble, but maybe at the next thing. I
Survivor
can see
Series
that,
War Games.
because Roman's the double champ, so he needs a contender anyway. It can't be champ versus champ. So maybe they test the views, maybe they test the fucking analytics, and maybe I think they pull the trigger. I think this is a test run for a stateside championship match. Maybe steel cage, let Logan Paul jump off a cage, something like that.
So you think it's going to be like a false finish rematch thing?
I don't know. Here, I think in the match in Saudi, Logan does get the punch. He gets the punch on Roman, and Roman is just dead. He corpses, and it's so deep too. I think that's going to be the story. It's like, I did get you, but I was
Kept
distracted.
Close. You
Yeah,
got
exactly.
this close.
That's kind of what I see happening. Hold on, I'm trying to go through the.
A rematch kind of like gives them time to it gives them time to do other things.
I'm
like
way
set up other
behind,
shit.
way behind in the chat here. All right, quick lightning round again. Rumors: WWE getting rid of Money in the Bank. For or against that, Brian?
I'm completely for it. The Money Bank sucks.
Wow, okay. I wasn't expecting you to say that. I feel like the majority of people you talk to enjoy the Money in the Bank yearly. Sean?
Dude, the last few...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
The last few years of Money in the Bank have been absolute trash. When was the last time there was a good Money in the Bank cash-in?
I'm going to answer that. The last time there was a good cash-in is when they had the 3 dudes from The Shield involved, and fucking whoever cashed in on whoever at Money in the Bank, actually.
That was years and years ago, though.
Yeah. Seems like only yesterday. Sean?
Yeah, I'm all for the cancellation of all gimmicky pay-per-views.
Hell in the Cell as well, apparently.
Yeah, get it out of there.
There shouldn't be a pay-per-view. There should be a Hell in a Cell match every few years.
Listen, I enjoyed the hell out of the very first Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 21. And it was because it was something that was anticipated. Having the pay-per-view every year is just, it's watered the match down, just like the red paint has watered down the Hell in the Cell.
Dude, it's like a super kick.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's too much. I'd rather be given that match in a random pay-per-view when I'm not expecting it. And like, wow, I want to watch that.
Well,
you know what? I'm going to make sure I watch WrestleMania because I know the Money in the Bank match is going to open the show.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
That was the best time for it. And you know what? At first, too, there were still some good Money in the Bank runs. But the famous rule in wrestling, the only constant, how can I miss you if you don't go away? So I think, like, even if it goes away for, like, just a year, or maybe they even just want to move them to different times of the year, and they go away for, like, 8 months. Or, no, it's got to be a full year, whatever. It's got to be a full WrestleMania cycle. But then the second that there's a feud that needs this match to come back for, that's awesome.
Send the send the Money in the Bank match to NXT. Have those guys fight for something that means more to them than it does in the main roster.
I love that. And you can come up, and you come up. It's just a contract.
You either get a championship match or you get a contract.
Ooh, I love that.
It's your choice. Send it to NXT. Hashtag that.
I think they should get rid of the Money in the Bank and bring back King of the Ring.
Well, that's another pay-per-view that's been spoken about being brought back altogether. Is the King of the Ring?
100%. It makes no sense that there's no King in the Ring. They do it like every few.
Nah, see, I don't even.
That's what they should do every few years.
Because they're not going to do it right. They're not going to do it the same way it used to be. It used to be like the guys would wrestle like 3 10-minute matches, or like at least. Yeah, they wrestle 3 matches. There's no way they're going to do a King of the Ring where the guys wrestle 3 matches. All right, real quick, shout out Alpha Academy for those Swayze and Farley costumes last night. Did you guys see this?
Chip and Dale.
That was very funny.
I think to myself, is that corny? And then it's like, yes, it is corny. But also, think about how many people are watching that who don't know what that's from, who need to see the original Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze skits. So shout out for paying homage.
Facts.
We're getting Gilbert chance. Sammy and Kevin will beat the Usos. I like that. I think that if you involve Kevin Owens in any way, I think that's fucking awesome.
It's the downfall. That's the down. And then Cody Rhodes is going to beat Roman. It's the downfall of the
Who did you guys
bloodline.
call the mittens of the WWE?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Daniel agrees. They just love him.
He's gotta love the guy.
Brian
The
is really
people
into
love
Bray Wyatt, cuckolding. Dude, The Rock,
I'm a
Kevin,
cuck.
Sammy versus the Bloodline would rule so hard. I totally agree. F it, put the title on Logan Paul. Don't hate that, but nah.
I hate it. I hate. Did you
For
see
me-
Jake Paul knock down fucking Anderson Silva?
Yeah.
Listen.
No. I
Did
wanted
you
to
also
say
see that they were dancing the day prior during like promo shoots?
We
They were-
should have
do
put
it.
money on Jake Paul. We're stupid. Championship gamblers.
Oh, by the
That's
way,
all right.
stick around because we have some championship gambling insight by me. At
got
the
some
very
picks for
end
the
of the
week?
show. Well,
You got
Sean,
some
I want to
picks for the
see what
week?
your bets because you sent me one bet and I said there's no way.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it
Pat.
wasn't a good bet, but you didn't ask me for advice. You had already showed me that you were doing it.
Just send it. I was just listen. I have my
Under
team, like you
106.
said.
No, dude, listen. Under
I have my
100.
team.
Under 196. Under 169 yards is like that's you just burning your money there at that point.
It was a
But you
free
know what?
bet.
I was rooting for you because I feel like I try so hard, do all my research, fail and fail again. You know.
You know what?
That's what you
And I
gotta
figure,
do.
Sean's probably he's gonna hit this and win like $3,000.
I thought I was. Daniel Jones was having a hell of a week, and then this past Sunday came
Yep, back to earth.
back to earth. Jets and Giants lost. So sad.
Oh yeah, I knew it. Blah blah blah. Let me see. Sammy is banned from entering Saudi Arabia. Well, I don't
Is
think
he?
he's banned. I think that he
'Cause of his,
morally has a
political
problem
views?
with going there. Yeah, I
Well,
think
that was the
Sammy
same
will
thing
not
with
enter
Brian.
Saudi Arabia.
Right, he refuses to enter. I don't think he's banned.
Well, I don't
Daniel
know, he might
Bryan
be
had
banned
the
as
same
well.
issue. Kevin Owens didn't want to go. I guess Sami Zayn doesn't want to go. They don't believe in, just their political ways over there. So. that's
What
a
would you
shame.
guys think of Sami Zayn getting hospitalized and then El Generico coming back to fight in his honor?
In WWE?
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
No, he just
I-
goes to AEW and wrestles for a little bit as El Generico, then comes back as Sami Zayn.
I'd pop.
No one would even under. I think a lot of that would fly over a lot of people's heads.
Believe it or not, I think a lot of people have gone to YouTube to watch El Generico and Kevin Steen Final Battle Hammerstein Ballroom in that ladder match because that
Is Ring of Honor available on the WWE network?
no, absolutely not.
Tony Khan
No.
owns it.
Oh, right, he
Brian.
owns it. He owns it. Right.
So from what I hear, they're doing a show on HBO where all the old shows and matches will be available on HBO Plus, Max Plus, whatever it is.
I love
Eventually, we'll be able to see our old
Plus.
Ring of Honor stuff.
Okay, also on SmackDown, Emma returns. She's got little
Saw that.
tiny mini gloves. She's got half gloves. They're
What's
just-
up with those gloves?
Yeah, what's
What-
up
what
with
is
that?
that?
I say that to myself every time. Last time she wrestled was like once again 5 years ago in WWE, and
Out of
5
all
years
people to
ago,
bring back.
5 years ago, I said, "What's up with those gloves?" And she came back out, and I said, "Oh, it's the gloves chick. It's the half gloves
gloves chick.
lady." You know what
Why
she does?
her?
Do a sick running cross body block to a
Into the
down
corner.
sitting opponent in the corner. Woo! That shit looks like hell.
Casey Kirk does that with light tubes.
Brian,
Why
do you
her,
care
though?
about Emma?
No, not really. I just hate women's wrestling unless it's death match. I do. I don't. I'm just not entertained by it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's okay.
That's fine.
That's
fine.
not a hot take. Sean, do you have a comment, thought about Emma, or a funny one-liner about her gloves before we move to the next thing on SmackDown?
I'm just confused as why her and why not anyone else.
Hey, you know who fucking sucks?
Who?
Once again,
Small gloves.
Karrion Kross sucks.
the
Karrion
worst.
Kross is lame. Scarlett is lame. He's all entrance.
See that I agree with that, and see, but that take I agree with, but I completely disagree with your Bray Wyatt take. Karrion Kross way lame. He doesn't even do anything.
What's even his character? What is he?
TikTok.
Is he like the hitman?
He reminds me of like a Spider-Man villain.
Dexter Loomis is the hitman.
No.
Don't get me started on Dexter Loomis.
Is the hitman.
So
All right,
yeah,
you gotta
to
watch
me,
yourself.
So Karrion Kross chokes out Madcap Moss and starts yelling to Drew McIntyre. To me, this has absolutely no juice. Couldn't care
terrible.
less about Kross and McIntyre. Just two big, meaty men slapping meat.
Why are they even fighting?
They're in a cage this Saturday. That I do know.
Oh, it is in a steel cage. That's correct. Yes.
Yes, they're in a cage. It reminds me of, listen, as a kid, I was a big Diesel fan, and when Diesel and Psycho Sid went at it in a lumberjack match at In Your House, I think maybe In Your House 5, I went crazy.
They were cool.
There's just something. Listen, and again, the writing and the stories that they put out are for younger adults, younger children in a
That's
way.
true.
So in a way, I feel like them seeing these, as you said, meaty men pack going at it. It sells.
It's a hoss fight.
Yeah.
It's a hoss fight.
It's literally WWE. That's what when you watch WWE, that's what you're looking for. The big guys.
Right, it's like comic book superhero, the guy with the leather
Exactly.
jacket and the black and white versus the sword dude.
Exactly. So listen, it is what it is. I just hope at some point down the road we do get to see a side of Karrion Kross that is hiding behind what WWE has him doing, because I think he is a vicious animal if you allow him to be. I think he has an insane Saito suplex. I think he has his mat game down packed, but I also think that they don't want him to overshine Drew McIntyre.
So you think that Drew wins?
I think Drew's winning, absolutely.
Brian?
I think Scarlett's going to somehow get in the goddamn cage or do something through the cage, and she's going to definitely get involved.
Who knows if she's going to be involved, because Saudi Arabia is very select on how many women are a part of their shows.
But they've been there more and more through the years.
So
is there
they've
a
only
women's
had-
match?
There is. There's only one women's match.
What is it?
It's I think it's a tag team match, or I think it's Bianca versus Bailey, but it's definitely them two. I don't know if it's a tag.
Yes, yeah, I think it's a last. Isn't it like a last man standing match or something?
Possibly, yes. But again, those are the only women that are
Or
there.
last woman standing. Sorry.
Yeah, the year prior, it was not the year prior. I think it was the year prior. It was Lacey Evans and Natty.
Right, and they had the
geez,
they had their
Lacey
pajamas on.
They all
They did
covered
they
up.
did another one. They did another one too. I think Bianca and somebody fought as well.
Yes,
Was it Sasha?
Maybe,
possibly.
yeah, maybe. I
Possibly.
don't remember. But
So
I
again,
mean, I don't know.
it's-
Like it's like
I
they
don't
need
know.
to be fully clothed.
To be out there, like
But
literally.
Bianca's wearing like a skin tight bodysuit, which is still like, awesome.
Oh,
So
Pork
it's
Chop-
like I don't know,
Pork
like
Chop Express
I don't
says
know what the
Damage
deal
Control
is.
versus Bliss and Oscar for the tag titles over there as well.
that makes sense to
Oh,
me.
they
I
just
feel
won
like
the fucking titles, right?
it makes
Yeah.
sense to me because it's like, I wouldn't be. I was thinking I haven't been following that closely, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a tag or a 6-woman tag, because it's like, okay, one woman's match, but let's get as many people in to showcase as possible. We'll get to that later as well. Yes, Alicia coming through with a very important fact. Sammy cannot enter the country due to being Syrian. Well, you are. That sounds very correct, and thank you for the fact update. But you know what?
Interesting.
Even if he was allowed, I think Sammy'd be like, no, fuck you. I don't want to go to your stupid country.
Yeah.
Just like Daniel Bryan was like, yo,
Yeah, he refused.
I don't want to go to their stupid
He was
country.
like, I wonder how many more pay-per-views are in this contract that they have with Saudi Arabia.
I think it's going to be an infinite contract, and they're just going to keep going. They're just going to keep renewing the contract.
Who knows, man?
I mean,
Who knows?
they have the whole live golfing thing, right? Which is like live golfing is a Saudi endorsed, Saudi funded like alternative to the PGA.
Isn't
and
it
all
like
these-
one of the biggest like golfing?
Well,
outings?
they're just starting out. It's called live, and they're throwing a lot of money around. And and it's like the golfers, they get guaranteed money. It's like almost like wrestling. Like golfers
Right.
didn't have guaranteed money before. Very, very interesting. Can't wait to start betting some golf. I might start betting some golf. Okay, what's next? What about what happened?
Wow, Adam says he thinks it's a 10-year deal that started in 2018. So they'll be around in Saudi for quite some time. Sheesh.
I'm going to tell you right now, after that when it gets to that time, they'll probably renew because they probably get so much money from that shit, dude.
Oh yeah,
$50 million a show.
Holy
Incredible.
mother of Jesus.
yeah. And I wonder. I bet they keep the merch too. Or there's a
But
merch.
don't you
split,
guys
too.
remember that they didn't want to let them fly out one time?
Well, that was
there
like
a
the
whole
first time.
scandal. There was a
First
big
time there was a
scandal.
thing. think it was
And
a
they had to
concert.
bring the NXT guys into SmackDown to fill a show.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a whole
I love
weird
that so
thing.
much. Yo, so The Rock's daughter debuted, and she's part of old friend of the Bullies, Joe, maybe a 5-time karaoke participant in Bullies Nights Out. Joe Gacy, old friend of the Bullies, one of the Bullies' first friends.
It's
He's now
always dope
taken-
to see your boys doing their thing, right?
He's taken The
So
Rock's
dope.
daughter under his wing.
What's
he
her
said,
name?
here.
Ava Rain?
Yeah, yes,
Eva
yep,
Rain.
that is correct. He said, here, put this red contact in. You're part of Schism now.
Is that the name of the group?
That's not Schism, but you get what I'm saying.
I think we have to actually
Schism by
watch some
Tool.
NXT guys.
That was Schism, was it not? I know the pieces fit.
I know. No, I don't think so. Are you guys hyped on that at all? I mean, I listened to the promo. It's like, I am now doing this to show you that I'm not who you think I need to be. And it's like, okay, yeah. I mean, you're 20. You're 20 years old. Like, and I sense that. Hey, gonna be great. Gonna be great. Gonna be great. You know?
I don't watch NXT.
No,
honestly.
she's gonna grow up to be like Nia Jax, who can actually move, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Movable Nia Jax, you know. It's gonna be awesome.
Movable Nia Jax.
Did you see? I just have a bunch of random thoughts here. This is all during the week stuff.
Throw it out there,
literally
baby.
from the time that we ended our mittens time to right now. During the week, I saw a picture of Zac Efron as Kevin Von Erich. Did you see
Saw
this?
that.
Dude is jacked.
He's got
jacked,
like the
dude.
steroid belly and everything, dude.
It's like a
going-
swollen beer belly with like abs.
The guy was in Baywatch with The Rock, so he was like, I could do this.
Is that going to be like a biopic film? Is that what's going on?
Yep.
A Von Erich movie?
The Claw, I think it's called, right? The Iron Claw, something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'll be dope to see.
The rise and fall of the Von Erich dynasty, you know?
Very sad story.
Yeah, very, very sad.
That would be the first time a wrestling movie has ever been put out besides like The Wrestler, which wasn't really about anybody specifically.
The wrestler was
Young
awesome.
Rock. Young
was?
Rock?
No, but that's like a funny show.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being silly.
I'm saying like this is a movie, like a feature film.
People who want
Yeah,
to
you don't-
see Zac Efron's feet are in luck.
What?
Iron Claw, A24 movie. Yo, you know what? I'm always high on
Oh,
A24
shit.
movies, but I just saw an ad for, and they were like promoting something that I was like, oh, it's over. It's done for them.
What?
I don't know. It was something corny though. It was like, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll talk to you.
Fighting with My Family. The Page movie, guys.
Oh,
What
that's
about
true.
that?
That's
a
true,
biopic.
Never seen it.
They
That
didn't,
is.
they didn't
That was pretty
include
good.
the
It was a
real
good movie.
stuff. They forgot some stuff there.
You know, I don't watch Young Rock. Do either of you guys watch Young Rock? Sean, do you watch
I watched
Young
the
Rock?
first season. I enjoyed it.
Well,
I
now
didn't.
this season, apparently they're getting closer to like, they're getting to like slightly
Mania.
older Rock. Yeah, they're getting to like the Rock that you wanted to see in this show. You know, they're giving you the-
Right.
I'm not really.
I would
into
watch.
It.
I'm
I think it looks
I'm
stupid.
into it. It's like a family.
Just let it be
fucking
known.
comedy.
Just let it be known that like, just look back at this 5 years from now. I was the first one rejecting Rock propaganda. Just know that.
Rockaganda.
But you hate the
Rockaganda.
Rock. You hate the Rock.
You know, I don't know what I think about The Rock, but I just think he's no longer human. You know, he's just no longer human. There's
He's
no
just always
The Rock.
smiling. He's just
Yeah.
smiling all the time.
I would say he's like one of the harder working humans that's ever existed.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I'm sure. When you're fucking
100%.
drinking adrenochrome from virgin babies every morning in your latte, of course you could fucking do that. You know.
So you
Rock
think
agenda.
you think he's in like the Illuminati?
I think he
The
might run
Rockinati?
the Illuminati at this point.
Runs it. He
I
runs
think
it.
at some point over the last few years, probably during the Trump era, the QAnon era, QAnon pops up, whole bunch of things are going on. Hey, these fucking QAnon fucks are figuring us out. We got to switch it up.
Yeah.
Out with the old, in with the new. Boom. Hey, Kanye, you're done. You're done. You're out of
Rock.
here. Now, Kanye, you've been leading us, helping us, you know? Well, guess what? Now you got to go on TV, say a bunch of crazy shit. You're done. Okay, that's
He's
what
always
you
kinda
have
said
to do.
crazy shit though.
No, well,
writing him
they're like,
off,
no,
man.
you got it. We're writing you off, dude. You're
Yep.
done. You know?
They're
And then they're
writing
like,
him
hey,
off.
Rock, you're in charge of everything. And The Rock was like, well,
I'm all for that. I think.
I don't know, man. I just think that, he's no longer human.
Well, he shot down any presidential run.
He made Terramana, bro.
He shot
Shit's
down
good.
any presidential run.
laugh?
You know what? So did Ronald Reagan when he said, win one for the Gipper. He was shooting down. They were like, oh, Ronald Reagan. Yeah. He was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. Now I want to. So it's all right now. I'm just saying that The Rock, you thought all these guys before were trying to enslave us. Guess who our final nemesis will be?
The Rock.
It's The Rock. You
I
can see
do
it from
think-
a mile away.
I do think once you make a certain amount of money, there's like a club that you join, and they're all connected with each other.
Yeah, you know what? You don't even want to know what's in his protein shaker, dude.
Oh yeah, I think I agree with you. No?
Yeah.
It's called Zoa.
Did you guys watch? Speaking of spooky shit, did you guys watch Liv get stabbed by Chucky?
What?
Liv
Oh, in the
Morgan
show?
got murdered by Chucky.
In
That's
the
dope.
show.
Yeah, it was awesome. They were like hanging out and being friends, and Chucky just stabbed her right in the stomach.
So what was she doing hanging out with him though?
She was like on the show or like on like an interview segment of the show.
It's pretty dope.
That's really funny.
Yo,
Yeah,
Teddy
she got-
Cruz, Terry Crews from
Crews.
Idiocracy. Yo, that's exactly where we're headed. All right. Yeah, she got murdered. Yo, Chucky, very, very underrated show.
You like the show?
Yo, anything? I haven't like sat down and watched it. Brian, you've recommended me that I do, but I haven't. But any episode that I watch, I'm like, I can't believe how awesome this is.
Dude, it's gory and they curse.
Yeah,
Like
and
a shocking amount.
he's just
they're saying
exactly
fuck left
Chucky.
and right.
He's
So Chucky
exactly
could
who
curse
you think.
on the USA Network, but
USA apparently can curse.
so when fans chant "Holy shit" on Raw, they bleep it out. But Chucky's cursing up a
It's
storm.
a whole doll, human being, different.
I think it's
thing.
because
don't
of
know.
the rating. Like Chucky is
sense.
definitely like a TV 14 thing, and they definitely that affects what you can say and can't say.
Well, that makes me sad that Chucky's TV 14, but my wrestling isn't.
I can't believe they now bleep out the crowd chants.
Yeah,
It's
I
awful.
brutal.
terrible.
I finally witnessed it last night. Everybody was going, "Holy
Holy
shit,"
shit,
and it was
dude.
just
They were
holy.
saying you fucked up too. So someone did something. They were trying to say you fucked up, and they were fucking, dude, the bleeps, and they're like off. They're like not even on time. You still hear the chant. And it's just like,
Chucky airs after 10 p.m.
yes, that's true.
Yo. Did you
I knew
guys
you were
see
gonna say it.
Xavier Woods on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune?
I
No.
saw commercials for it. I haven't seen it yet. I hope he won because he's very competitive.
It's him, Meredith, and somebody else. It's Meredith from The Office, Xavier Woods. Yo, that's so
That's
bad,
so
dude.
funny.
That's
dude.
so bad. Can you imagine? We think that Xavier Woods is like Xavier Woods. It's not even we think. He actually is this like dope dude. And
He's, like, smart as fuck,
He's like a
dude.
wrestler. He's got his like PhD.
He's like a
He
genius.
built the Up Down Down YouTube channel. He like fucking streams. He kills it on multiple platforms. He was the G4 guy, and he's on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune with fucking Meredith, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
But you know, it's probably like he probably emailed them and was like, "It's always been my dream to be on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune." And they're like, "Oh my god, thank God, yes, please." Please, Xavier Woods. Meredith ain't drawn a goddamn. I mean, I love Meredith, but it's like it's not Meredith. It's the actress who played Meredith. It's not like it's Meredith on Wheel of Fortune. That'd be funny.
That's
I would
still
love that.
funny. That's still funny.
And it was somebody
Like
else.
that.
I forget who the third dude was. It was a guy, I think.
What do they have, like different charities or some shit?
Yeah, they all
Yes.
did charities, and Xavier Woods was video games for
Kids
dying
in the hospital. Yeah,
Dying
kids in the
video games
hospital.
for dying kids.
Make
Pretty
a wish.
cool. Shout out
Because
to
I saw
him.
that clip. All I saw was like the clips of him on it, you know?
Right.
And you know what was so
I don't
dope
even see a
about it?
clip.
Sean, did you see this? He posted that he got Vanna White and Pat Sajak to sign his original Nintendo Wheel of Fortune cartridge.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, he had an original NES Nintendo
Wow.
cartridge
I
and
have
had them
that.
both
Fucking
sign
genius,
it, dude.
That's
How
gonna be worth
sick
so
is
much
that?
money.
Oh, they're
Hey,
doing
guys.
WWE Week on Wheel of Fortune and auditions are open.
We out.
Woods is maybe the most Renaissance men of all Renaissance men. I agree.
But
You wanna laugh?
Oh, it was
wait,
Steve Agee.
would a
from
WWE
Peacemaker.
a WWE week on Wheel of Fortune entail
I think that was
wrestlers
a
on the
joke.
show
I think that
or
was a joke.
It's
I'm
just a
not
joke.
sure. Did you see? Here's another fun true Hollywood story. That Sasha Banks and Naomi were at the premiere for Wakanda Forever.
I saw
And
pictures.
they were hanging out with the New Day and Jay/or Jimmy Uso.
Uso, yep.
And they were all hanging out. Everything was cool, you know. Vince is dead. Sasha Banks is just living a great life. Naomi was voted. I looked this up. Naomi was voted number 12 best dressed at the Wakanda Forever party.
Good for her, man.
Yeah, the premiere, the red
Good for her.
carpet.
Listen, you know what?
And
It's
they did,
always-
I'm
Is she
sorry,
in the movie, or
just-
she's just hanging out with Sasha?
No, she's just hanging out with Sasha. Sasha was like, listen, if you
Bring
walk
her
out
along
with me
for the
right
ride.
now, I will let you hang out with me at every single thing that I do. If you leave with me right now, I will bring you to fashion shows. I will bring you to Wakanda Forever premiere. I promise.
Oh, that's so
Just walk
funny.
out with me right now. And then they
Definitely
did a
happen.
TikTok dance on the red carpet. Can you imagine?
We have to do a TikTok dance.
I'm not doing no TikTok dance.
We
dude.
have to do a dance.
No, I'm not doing a dance.
Whether it's just us giving the bird to the camera or
Nope.
something.
I'm not doing
Why
it.
not?
I'm not
Brian,
doing it. You know
Brian.
what? You know what I'll do? I would do a 3-way tube hit.
I'll take a tube for TikTok.
That works. That
Tube
works.
talk.
Tube
See,
talk.
now every time that we're in the studio, we have to do some kind of violent gesture that gives us views.
We need to get a door next.
Brian, do you think that Sasha and Naomi are coming back to the WWE because they were at the Wakanda Forever premiere?
I
No.
think that's been the plan since the start, and that's why they've just been meandering around together, promoting whatever they're
happening?
doing there, and they're eventually going to return together.
Well, they also make emphasis on the fact that she's still under contract. She has not parted ways with the WWE.
Both of them?
Both of them, but they're just doing their own thing right now. So it's cool to see them venture out the same way it's cool to see Shinsuke venture out back into Japan to wrestle for Noah. It just shows that doors are opening in a direction where they have not been open in quite some time.
They must have a pretty good contract where
And
they
on-
can be
on
under
top of
contract
that-
and go do what they want.
Sasha is also in partnership with Kalisto running a CBD company out in Florida.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show that everybody's like branching out as much as they can right now. So hopefully we do see her back. I'm a fan of the boss. Who isn't?
See, I think
Yeah.
that's the cool part of Triple H being back. I don't think the booking's much better because no offense, Brian. I hate the Bray Wyatt stuff. I really don't like the Liv Morgan stuff. And the thing that I hated the most recently was Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross was so lame last night on TV. She's so lame every time she touches the screen. I can't goddamn stand it.
She looked like Sandy from Greece when she came back.
She sucks. She sucks. She's an idiot. And then last night,
Final form
inexplicably,
Sandy.
for no freaking reason at all, Alexa Bliss and Asuka win the tag titles.
Terrible.
For God knows. Yeah. That didn't make any sense. They've been building up this damage control, which, listen, is it working or not? I don't know. I think that's up for debate. So why would you, it was almost a situation where the titles needed to make the team rather than the team make the titles. And then you've already taken it off of them. I mean, sure, maybe that's just a way to get everybody on a plane to Saudi Arabia, but I think
Hear
that's
me out.
lame.
Hear me out. I think the reason and the titles changing hands are because they want females to go represent the women's tag titles in Saudi Arabia that are faces to go in to meet young girls and to meet young women to promote empowerment of women. That's where I'm at with
feel
that. That's where I'm at with that. And they can't have damage control with such a name. Imagine being women's tag champions and your name a damage control. And you're going into that country with
It's a
that
bad
name.
look, you're saying. That's a bad look.
Yeah.
you're
It's a
saying.
bad look. So it's like, okay, you know what? Let's give it to the oddball couple. They'll go over there. People accept them. You have Alexa. You have Asuka, who's Japanese. It shows inclusivity. And let's go out there. And let's
Yo,
just,
I
let's
hate
get it
how
on.
right you are. You're absolutely right. You
But
know,
it's just the way they do things.
once again, stateside, without Crown Jewel looming, I wouldn't have beaten them. But what you just said makes perfect sense to me, definitely.
I was a
people
fan
in
of
America
Damage
like the
Control.
heels.
Yeah, I like the Damage Control thing. I'm a big fan of Io Shirai. I love the moonsault.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah, she's
Dakota
awesome.
Kai's kicks are always on the money, and that's what I want to see. I don't want to see, like as Pork Chop Express just said, the Alexa is the Coke Zero version of Avril Lavigne.
Right.
It's like,
You know
doesn't
what
even
I'm
make
saying?
sense that they're together.
It's
Like,
just-
why are they even a team?
Bailey isn't the Coke Zero version of anybody.
Right.
You know?
Although
So,
you
like,
could make a case that the new Bailey with Damage Control is the Coke Zero version of the Bailey that we were left with.
yes.
I don't know. But you know what?
Whatever.
Listen, it's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
So are you guys, before we move on to AEW, because there's a lot to talk about in AEW as well, but Crown Jewel this Saturday, do you have any predictions, points of interest?
I'm kind of excited for Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley.
Huh,
It's part
okay.
two. Part two.
I hope
Non-title.
I think that makes it. I think that'll actually be like a really good fight. Just because it like really has no. There's
Meaning.
no like
There's no
meaning. There's
meaning.
no title involved. It's just going to be like them putting their
It's a
shit
grudge.
to see who's the bigger boy. And
So-
I think that it's going to be dope. I kind of hate new Brock Lesnar.
You do.
Cowboy hat fuck. Yeah, I hate him.
Well, think of it like this. They're going into Saudi. They had to pay these guys X amount of dollars to do a big meaty man match, like I said before, because that's really what they want. They just want spectacles. You know what I'm saying? And what do you look at? You want a dragon versus a beast.
You want
know what I'm
Andre the
saying?
Giant. You want Andre the fucking
Yeah,
Giant.
you
Hulk
want
Hogan.
something. You want something like that. We got it in St. Louis back in January at the Rumble. The story went well. You know what I'm saying? The title changed hands. Bobby Lashley beat Brock Lesnar, something that not a lot of people thought was going to happen, but it did happen. Now we're going to see it again. Are we going to see it to that capacity? Probably not, but it's still going to be something cool to see. Will we see it again? Again, probably not. So these Saudi shows are just big exhibition matches for me.
Yeah, they're just really big house shows.
Exactly.
mad
You know,
money.
and,
what I'm saying?
and I think, yeah, man, wow, I didn't even really think about it this way. But it's like they make this deal, right? And it's like, well, you know, we got to play them the hits. We got to play the hits when we go over there. And it's almost like it is just a house show, but they almost have to include it in the storyline and the promotion very, very heavily and fully commit to it for like a few weeks, because they almost have to like prove to the Saudis, like, see, we really care. We're like taking it seriously. We're taking it seriously. But really it is like,
It's a glorified house show.
it's always
it's-
kind of like a left turn too. When the Saudi show is looming, they usually kind of like things turn around and like different things lock into place going to Saudi, and then they like, you know, and you
Back
know
to
that's
normal.
actually a good thought. It's an interesting thought, I should say, because you know, you could make a case that like, oh well, WWE is sucking creatively even with Triple H at the helm. Yeah, some like different things are happening and some like new vibes are happening, but it still kind of sucks. And you could make a case like, well, that's because every 8 months, every 10 months, we got to change everything we're doing so that we could get $50 million from Saudi Arabia. You know?
Right.
So it's like if this motherfucker wants to see Brock Lesnar, you know what? I wonder, because, you know, that was the idea in the beginning. That was like, yo, the prince of fucking Saudi Arabia was saying like that he wanted to see Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus Kane and The Undertaker. So it happened, and it was like the worst match ever, right?
Worst
And
shit
I
ever.
wonder if like this time around he was like, oh, Goldberg again, Goldberg. Because that's when Goldberg beat The Fiend also, I think.
They were I think, bro. So
You know what I'm
the
saying?
Very first,
So, like,
show,
they were like-
he requested Yokozuna.
No, come on.
Pat, I'm not even lying to you, bro. He requested Yokozuna, and they were like, Yoko's not here anymore. Oh, Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Where's his hair?
Yo, and bald Shawn Michaels came out of retirement for that Saudi payday, dude.
8 mil, baby.
God,
That-
the
that'll bring
worst match
anybody
ever.
out.
Yo, but
Kane's
you see what I'm
fucking hair
saying? Like,
fell off.
so they almost have to completely derail any kind of, you know, recurring thought, like any kind of storyline that they have. They have to completely derail. And I bet you, I wouldn't be surprised if the guy was like, oh, I want Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. And it's like, okay, Goldberg's like 60, dude. You could get Bobby Lashley versus Brock. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. You know, because
I'll take
that's
that.
another thing. Brock's just around again. And why? It's obviously because of Saudi Arabia. I kind of dress like Brock a little bit, but just,
I hate it.
I dressed like Brock before Brock dressed like Brock, all right? I was dressed like Brock while Brock was wearing fucking tracksuits, all right?
I'll piggyback off of what you said, Pat, and I'll just leave it at that. Whenever shows are done in the Garden, the majority of the time it's a house show. They just recently started
Right.
doing Raws and SmackDowns.
Yo, that's exactly what it's like. It's like a garden house show. Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
it's
like
like
the holiday show. Yeah.
when freaking AJ Styles took the U.S. title off of Kevin Owens. You saw that on TV for 2 whole weeks on how AJ won a title in the Garden.
Right.
We get it, but you
But
know
see,
what?
that's cool though.
That's a
because
little piece
That was
of
cool as
history
fuck.
now.
That's
No,
so
it's
cool
dope.
because your fans
But
like
again,
understand how
it's a
cool.
house show.
Yeah, but they understand at Madison Square Garden it's different because it's like you had to be there. MSG is the hallowed ground
Balls
of WWE.
Yeah. No, I agree. I get it.
Braun versus
again-
Omos.
Oh god damn it.
Yo, I never noticed how
That shit
big
makes me
Omos
wanna
is.
Dude, he's a big dumb
Yeah,
idiot.
he's much bigger than
No,
Braun.
dude, he's much bigger than
Dude,
Braun,
he can
bro.
barely move.
I'm just
The
speaking
fucking
on
guy is a
the
big
capacity.
goddamn tree.
So you don't like Omos?
I hate him
He's
ever
a
since he
big
fucking
goddamn tree.
So
I
who's
hate
winning?
him.
Who's winning?
I hope Braun Strowman wins.
It really doesn't matter to me. They're both
Ugh.
inexplicably ruined.
Oh god, it's like a joke with his fucking red pants, fucking Strowman. I hate it. That's bad. That's
Do you
so
care
much
about
worse
anything
than the
else? Do you
Wyatt
care about
shit.
seeing Logan Paul fight? I mean, you know.
I think
I'm
it's
in-
going to be good, honestly.
No,
I
it's-
think
that
Logan
match is
Paul's
going to be
good.
great.
I think it's going to be good.
And you guys think they're going to run it back?
I'm not sure, but I think that makes sense to buy. It buys them time to just like redo it again. And I think that if it's as good as I think it's going to be, then I'd want to see it again.
All right, hear me out.
I'm ready.
I think Logan Paul is going to he's going to go tooth and nail, and he's going to become inches of becoming the champion, and Roman's going to win. We're a few weeks away from the very first ever Fall Classic, meeting the other Fall Classic, War Games and Survivor
Oh,
Series.
right.
If you're a 90s wrestling guy, an 80s wrestling guy, you do not understand how big this is to have 2 of Fall Classics combined into one. And
Legendary
I think,
moment.
like Pat said earlier, Roman is a dual champ right now. There's nobody out there right now that can actually meet him right now and deliver that quality of a match. So I think Logan Paul is going to be on the opposite side of the War Games match. I think he's going to be with his brother who just knocked out Anderson
Smart.
Silva.
Very smart. Yep.
Hear me out. And I think Sami Zayn's going to be part of that group. And I think Kevin Owens will be a part of that group. And I think we're going to have an excellent, crazy, wild, this just happened match. And I think that'll be their way of getting the Paul brothers into WWE because I think that's what's happening now.
Do you think there's a possibility of them ever splitting the titles to take one off Roman so he keeps one for even longer time?
If that does happen, I don't see it happening till after Mania. I see if he does lose those belts, it won't be together. It will be one after
Just
the
one.
other.
Nah, see, to me, he's got to lose them both, and then they get split with the next person.
I see him losing one, and then the downfall of Roman.
No, I can't.
Like,
I don't
he
want to.
just
I don't want
can't
to see
get
that.
it.
They've never made it one belt. He still has the 2, you know? So it's like, unless they make it into one belt, there's always the chance of them splitting them back up, you know?
Listen, I'm loving the whole bloodline stuff. Sami Zayn is gold right now. Roman Reigns is gold. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Saturday with Logan Paul and
Intrigued.
Roman
I'm
Reigns.
definitely intrigued.
Should be
Because if
interesting.
Any story that's going to continue on from this Saturday, it's going to be the bloodline and the Paul and Logan Paul.
And
So-
Wyatt, we're gonna see what happens with Wyatt. Wyatt's gonna be another continuing
Oh,
story.
jeez,
We
Louise.
shall see.
Just shut your mouths.
I'm going to be upset if they close the show with that
Why?
because I don't want to see that closing the show.
Well, you know what? Deal with it.
No, Brian, deal with it. All right,
I'm
it's going to be the
with
same
it.
shit.
Different.
What about AEW, Pat? What the hell's going on over there, man?
Well, first of all, I just want to shout out Deathmatch Russell in the chat. Deathmatch Russell was supposed to be a call-in, chat-in guest on the show today, and I didn't do any graphics and I didn't do any planning, so
Boo.
I wanted to be lazy this week. So Deathmatch Russell next week one of the original people in CCW that I befriended. And just a very quick shout out. You know, I don't want to mention their name because they ghosted me. But shout out to Bobby Bev for winning the Tournament of Death. You know, and just a quick comment on that. It shows how behind CCW is. And they were once at the forefront of discovering talent, pushing the limits, innovating, revolutionizing, right? And they're just so behind. The guy wearing 440 on his pants won the title. Now, listen, Bobby Bev, he might be the best trained wrestler there. But 440 was so 2 years ago. And he should have lost to Mickey Knuckles. Mickey Knuckles, female TOD winner, total beast, independent contractor, independent entity, doesn't have an old logo of an old thing that nobody cares about anymore. And even if people do care, why tie your winner to that group? Why tie your winner to just a person in that group? And, you know, listen, that group was great, but Bobby Bev was like the 4th or 5th member of that group. So it's like, I understand.
Not even an original member.
Maybe if he was Bobby Bev, like on his own, and he wasn't repping the brand and repping the gimmick.
Right.
I feel it completely.
Maybe if you wanted to write it as a way for Bobby Bev to reinvent himself, but you know what, Bobby Bev, you know, listen, you don't even need new trunks. Just get new pants, because that's what you were wearing. Pants. So just get new plumber's pants without the 4-4 logo on them. Logo on them. But either way.
Mickey Knuckles should have won.
And listen, Bobby Bev is great, even if he had a little bit rebranding there. That's great. But Mickey Knuckles should have won.
Nah, Mickey Knuckles all day, dude.
She's
a beast.
So it's like
she's a beast right now. She's just killing it. Everywhere she's going, she's just straight killing it. So I'd like to see her in the spotlight. She deserves. I'd like to meet Mickey Knuckles one day. Maybe we could have her on the show.
Brian, me and you met her last year in Halloween. Do you remember? We pulled up next to her in the van.
Yep.
And you know what? Friendly. You know what she said, Sean? Something you heard on Saturday.
What?
Oh, what's up, Bullies?
No.
Yeah, never even met her before. Pulled up right next to her. I think she had her kid with her or something.
Oh, no, she was fucking awesome. No.
Yeah, we threw her a Bud Light from car to car. And she was like, Bullies. And we're like, here you go, Bud Light. Peace out.
Can't wait to meet her. Shout out to you, Mickey Knuckles.
Was that exactly 1 year ago? Yesterday?
Yeah, you know what's crazy, dude? I thought it was 2 years ago. And I was like panicking. Hey, you know what?
No, it was last year.
We did it, man. 1 year, cast free. 1 year, 1 full year, cast free. I get my cast free chip. By the way, side note, just run it back before we get into AEW. Want to run it back to ICW for just 10 seconds. That Muda lock. It's not good.
Oh my God.
Boy needs to do some sit-ups, man.
I mean, I think we're beyond the point.
I know. I think he's just a little too big to be doing a Muda lock. He rolls around the ring. It's very funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to, sound like a bitter guy, petty. But that Muta lock, that ain't it, man. How about you know what would be maybe an easier choice? Crippler crossface. Controversial move. Just put the guy's hand in between your arms. You could still pose like Jabba the Hutt, you know, like you like to do, you know, and you could just Jabba the Hutt him right into submission. Anyway, hey,
because he's cucking to all the Japanese fans.
Shout out to all the fucking deathmatch performers out there. We appreciate you. We love what you do. Bobby Bev, you're awesome.
If I heckled you this past Saturday,
don't apologize. Don't apologize.
Again, you suck.
At heart, yes.
Matthew McHugh, old school friend of the Bullies. I was very sad that Patrick was not ring announcer at TOD. It was a middle-aged lady in a leather jacket who called Mickey Knuckles a grandmother.
Wow, she should have got smacked for that.
Oh, my God.
That's so funny, though.
Matt, was this woman blonde? Because, you know, I was hitting up DJ, but then Larry told me to hit up this woman, Shannon, who is a blonde lady who seems like she would be middle-aged and wearing a leather jacket. And I wonder if I got ghosted because Shannon herself was going into business for herself and championing the cause, trying to be the steward of TOD.
It's very, very possible.
God damn it. Did you guys see Mittens dressed as the hot dog guy and hot dog guy dressed as Mittens from H2O?
Yes, I thought that was so funny, dude.
That was hilarious.
Have you guys ever seen Tom Green as Andy Dick and Andy Dick as Tom Green?
Yep.
Yeah, if you're a viewer and you haven't seen that, please like, subscribe, comment, and look that photo up because it's Legendary. It's the only thing as similar to the hot dog mittens role reversal that I could think of. You know what I mean?
I understand.
right.
You know what I mean?
So, AEW last week. Let's go to last week. I'm going to dig deep into the fucking bowels of my memory. Fucking boiler room brawl of memories and try to remember what happened. And I'll remember this, that the Elite disappearing vignette was playing. And it was clips, heartfelt quotes from Matt and Nick Jackson about starting a revolution and evolution in Elite wrestling promotion. And Kenny Omega. And then, they were getting Thanos. Boom, they're melting away. Great graphic, by the way. Great graphic.
It was pretty dope.
Very, very cool graphic. And then the Elite is running away from the Elite. So to me, that means one thing. They're back.
Right.
They are back. They won. They won the argument. CM Punk's about to get bought out, and they're just back. And I checked my sources. I talked to a few people, some friends of the Bullies.
Oh.
And apparently, last week, Kenny and the Young Bucks were backstage.
Well, can I ask you a question about this buyout? Is it him looking to be bought out of his contract, or do they want him to do they want to buy him out of his contract?
I don't know. Dude. And they said that the independent investigation was stalled because one of the two parties was threatening legal action. That was that was a few weeks ago. But then recently I read, when researching the show, that CM Punk released a statement saying that the dog got injured and that he has a defense attorney, he has a lawyer only because he needs to defend himself against any potential lawsuits. But apparently, the door swung open. Larry's teeth got knocked out. They got injured.
The dog.
Yeah, Larry.
Dog,
yeah.
Right.
And so, and I don't know if that's true or not. The timing of the release of that statement is a little suspect. Because, for like a month, 2 months. When was the media scrum?
It was after fucking All Out.
Memorial Day, right? Or Labor Day. Right?
Labor
just
Day.
about a month ago, I guess. September 29th.
A month ago.
So it is a little suspect that all this stuff was coming out about how Ace bit somebody and how they basically CM Punk and his crew seemed very unruly and insane. We didn't kick open the door. We just walked through it and he started killing us. But now the story comes out apparently, or I don't know if it came out or if CM Punk is just releasing it. Does he seem that conniving that he'd lie? That apparently the door was in fact opened in a very enthusiastic manner.
Aggressive
and
manner.
hit Larry in the face, and Larry needs to have his teeth removed because his teeth were fucked up. I mean, I don't know.
Dude, if someone hit my dog with a door, I'd be
You'd murder them. Yeah,
tight.
same here.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
If someone hit my cat by accident, I'd still be so tight.
And I know that it looks bad. It's like, oh, why didn't this come out until whenever? I just feel like CM Punk seems like the type of guy to me that he wouldn't immediately, in the heat of the moment, like the week after the scrum, come out and make statements or whatever. It seems like CM Punk is the type of guy to take a deep breath, talk to his wife, talk to his lawyer, talk to his agent, and just remain silent and see what happens. And then I guess now that the buyout has been, he probably waited a month. I don't know. I'm CM, Team CM, dude.
Are you?
Yeah, I kind of am. I know that the Young Bucks supporters and the Kenny Omega supporters would suggest that the dog story just came out because it's just convenient now. Because the Young Bucks are coming back, so now CM Punk has leaked this. But I don't think that's the case. It doesn't feel that way to me. I feel like that kind of makes sense. Because when you were hearing about the story, it really didn't make sense that CM Punk, they would just walk into his room to try to talk, and he would just start swinging on them. It seems a little odd, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if the dog got hit and you hear a, you know what I mean? Like,
what was that?
like if I heard a, what's a dog? A dog,
Oh, that was very good. That was very good.
you know?
Your first one.
Yo,
was
I'd
good.
flip the fuck out.
Yeah, I'd flip
absolutely.
out too.
I would
you're
go
right.
fucking crazy.
But why would that not be the first thing that was spoken about as the dog getting fucking smashed with the door? If that actually happened, that would have been the first thing that came out.
Maybe it's because they were the only ones in the room when it happened.
No, but I mean, I don't know, but I mean, according to the story, the Young Bucks went with like executive people. They weren't just Young Bucks guns blazing.
So that's the thing.
Who were the executive people?
The original idea, the original story was that CM Punk threw the punch first because he felt like he was going to get thrown on.
Right, he felt threatened.
So in that situation, I'm going to have to disagree with CM Punk. Even if you're sitting down, taking your boots off, and these three dudes are standing around you, I don't think that's time to, like, go full John Wick. That's not an excuse to just John Wick them, like, you're sitting down, you're like, ha, 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 you know, like, but if the dog got hit, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I'm going crazy, man.
Why wouldn't he say that though? Why wouldn't that have been said?
Because I
at
think
first he felt threatened, and now it's because the dog got his teeth knocked out.
But I would suggest that maybe every single thing that you've heard up until this point has not come from CM Punk's people.
Yeah.
Do you think that they hit the dog with the door and they were instantly like very apologetic about hitting the dog?
I'm just yeah,
so
maybe,
sorry.
but
I'm
but
so
you know what?
sorry.
But does
I'm so
Brian?
sorry.
Inadvertent.
What if the people that you hated stormed in to talk to you and stepped on your cat's tail and then apologized? You'd still probably murder them.
That's so funny to me, though.
Listen, also very he likes to do things by the book, like you said. So he went and he seek legal counsel, and they're like, you know what? Listen, don't speak on anything until you have, proper protection, because anything you say can potentially harm you and whatever money it is that you're owed from this contract.
Right. Well,
yeah,
like don't go get your, I don't know, but yeah, this is another fact. Young Bucks were with Mega, who is AEW legal counsel. Okay, I agree. I agree with that. That's what was been said. So that makes even more sense to me, though. Because if they walked in with suits and CM Punk just started swinging on them, then he's like an insane person. But if they fucking threw the door open with suits and it hit the dog, I don't care if there's a suit there, I'm going to fuck you up. Yep. You know what I mean? You fucked up. My dog just yelped, I'm going to kill you. I don't care if Mega's there.
Right.
But
my thought is, why wouldn't that have been what he said to begin with?
I don't know. Maybe because it's like,
that would have been the first thing I fucking said. That's all I would have cared about is the goddamn dog.
Am I looking at it with CM Punk rose-colored glasses? I would think that, like, what would you do if it happened to you?
Oh, dude.
If that shit happened to you and you, like, left the building kind of realizing, like, oh, fuck, okay, I'm now in a situation. Let me, like, immediately call my lawyer, And the lawyer's like, oh, all we can do is wait. All we can do is wait and see, like, oh, but I want to tell my side of the story. Nope, bad idea, terrible idea. You know what I mean?
My point exactly.
I can kind of see that happening. And I will say that if CM Punk made up the dog story, then I hate him. But if he didn't make up the dog story, then I fully support him. Now,
yeah, well, I also. Oh, sorry.
And the final thing, if the dog didn't get hit, and they just walked into the room and he started swinging on them anyway, even with the suits there, with no real sign of danger or aggression, he just said, you know what, fuck it. I kind of love him anyway, dude. It's kind of like,
but then lying about the dog makes him a cuck.
Right. If he lied about the dog, he's a piece of shit.
But I don't think that he lied. But now the thing is that he didn't speak any of his story until recently, which is when he spoke about the dog, is what you're saying?
Yes.
He never even said that anything else besides that. So
Punk's people should be aware that a whole story has been constructed the last 2 months. I mean, I agree, but if you are around. And once again, maybe I'm looking at it with punk-colored glasses, but if you're around, like, somebody who's smart, and you're like, they kicked my dog! Like, you're all hot. You're like, I punched them because they kicked my dog. I have to say it. Like, your lawyer, your accountant, your agent would be like, whoa. Listen, I understand that they kicked your dog and you want your retribution, but the thing that you need to be thinking about is getting paid the rest of this fucking contract, dude. So
he just needs his
chill
money.
out, make sure you get a buyout, and then 3 years after the NDA, and I guarantee you that's what's the holdup on this buyout is the NDA.
Yep.
Because, the first thing CM Punk's going to do is do a podcast, dude. That's what he's looking at now.
That's what everybody's waiting for. Everybody's waiting for that story. Where
I mean,
he's
it's
just
a
like,
very,
this
very
happened.
compelling
This
story.
is why I did this.
It's still the most interesting thing in AEW.
Yeah,
it happened months ago.
I'm having the most fun discussing. And, it's like Tony Khan's such a pussy, He's like, just have a little, I wish that he had an ego like Vince McMahon. Because Vince McMahon just, like, whip his dick out, flail it in the wind. Right? So it's like Tony Khan's all about these NDAs and not making comments. I wish it was Vince, because Vince would be like, giving us better stuff,
What even else is happening on AEW? Anything? No, I can't even think of anything besides MJF.
Well, wait, I have a more of this conspiracy. So my sources tell me that the Young Bucks were backstage in Virginia for last week.
Right.
Then the
Virginia.
promo plays. When I called it, because Rio's back, a bunch of those Kenny people are back. So now the vignette basically told me that the Young Bucks won the argument, and they're coming back. They're on the road to come back.
Yep.
And early on in the show, Blackpool Combat Club, they had like a whole gimmick. They had a whole disagreement. Right?
Yeah.
And it was based around Daniel Bryan and Wheeler Yuta and this whole thing. And not once, but twice, they mentioned, hey, don't argue. It's Yuta's birthday. You remember that? Fucking Claudio and somebody else was like, it's Yuta's birthday today. It's Wheeler Yuta's birthday. It just seems so shoehorned in.
Cheap pop.
Nah, you know what? You know whose birthday it was that very same day?
Ooh.
CM Punk.
Wow.
And you know who has a soft spot and a sore spot for birthdays? Because, oh no, he didn't get fired on his birthday. He got fired when he got married. But you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
So it's somebody else's birthday on the AEW roster. And what better way to tweak and to troll than to continuously mention another wrestler's birthday who is not CM Punk on CM Punk's birthday.
I kind of love that.
Poor guy.
You know what I mean? They were backstage. Rio's back. They did the fucking promo about them coming back, or I guess being vanished,
Mm-hmm.
And then they did the birthday shit. And to me, that says that Tony Khan is completely ready to move on from CM Punk, and he's with the Young Bucks. Jericho called CM Punk a cancer.
So supposedly Jericho went into the room as well.
Are these true stories, man?
But now this is my thing. I think they all got lawyers. They all got their attorneys. The attorneys from both sides met. Whatever story that was fabricated on each side was put together with the attorneys, and they took away the truths, and they put together what we know now. So we know that this guy's dog got smacked in the face with the door, and he's upset about that.
I need to see those dental reports, because they said it needed 2 teeth removed. I need to see those X-rays,
damage, bro. That hurts. That's not good.
Jericho went in the room, tells him he's a cancer.
You're a goddamn cancer.
I
Not
still
astrology
don't even know if I believe
cancer.
that, dude.
Listen, I think it's just when you let the inmates run the asylum and you have zero control. Zero. Not one iota of control.
It's really such a bad operation.
It sucks, man.
Are we
It
doing
really does.
AEW as a whole?
This week, tomorrow, Jericho is going to fight an unnamed, faceless, nameless ROH champion. You know who I want it to be.
PCO.
Friend of the Bullies, Hami.
You think it's Hami?
I want to text Hami and I want to say
that
to
would be
him,
amazing.
I want to say
dude.
to
That would make
Hami,
me
like,
pop.
hey, can I manage you? And he's like, yeah, I'd love to rub your little hair on TV.
say,
Get
"Yeah,
over
puppy."
here, kid.
Yeah, puppy.
Sure, Poppy.
Yeah, Homicide's a great choice because he's been on like the other shows.
Unfortunately, I think it's going to be Matt Tavern.
Matt Taven.
Matt Taven. Tavern.
Was he like the last? Was he like one of the last
he just
champions?
fought Wardlow on Friday, and I think they were kind of giving him like a test
The
run.
Kingdom. They got the Kingdom back.
Right, and I think it's probably most likely going to be him. But I would love me some Hami. Hey, listen, Tony Khan's in New Japan, Mark. Hami was just with fucking Eddie
Okada
and
and-
Moxley.
Yep.
Yeah, no, maybe Hami sneaks in there.
I feel that.
That'd be dope to see. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that would be so awesome.
That would be so dope to see.
Ring of Hami.
What else is in the news?
I was completely checked out of AEW last week because I beat Sekiro.
Could it be Adam Cole? Do you think that the
No.
former ROH champion could be Adam Cole?
His
It could
return.
be. He was
His
part of the
return.
kingdom.
Is he still hurt?
Who knows? They haven't mentioned anything of him.
Right.
Right.
It's-
When
it's
was
just-
that? When was that?
That was
That was all out. Was that all
Apparently
out as
he's
well?
got a
Oh.
terrible concussion.
That was like 2 pay-per-views ago.
Apparently he's
Oh,
got like some
jeez.
career-threatening situations.
All the best to him, man. He's a great wrestler, dude.
He's a nice guy.
Any word on Adam Page?
Under
No.
under the bridge.
Under the bridge.
That's Adam Page's Adam Cole's favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Under the bridge.
Red Hot Chili Peppers is Adam Cole's favorite band, and
Wow.
Under the Bridge
Cool.
is his favorite song. If you don't
He looks
believe
like
me,
he looks like a Creed guy.
when he got killed and kicked out of when he got kicked out of the Bullet Club by what's his nuts, the villain.
Oh, by Marty.
Marty kicked him out,
Scroll.
replaced him. I interviewed him and I said, "Hey, what's going on? You going to NXT?" And he goes, "I don't know," but then he did. But then I also asked him his Red Hot Chili Peppers song. He said that his girlfriend dressed him, which wound up being Britt Baker. Anyway, it's a good time. Go check it out deep in the Blvd Bullies YouTube channel. Adam Cole versus the Blvd
archives.
Bullies, the
Go
archives.
look at the archives.
Hey, you know what's really annoying? Swerve
What's
in Our
annoying?
Glory versus the Acclaimed. Very, very
Again.
annoying to me.
Just watch it already. It's boring. It's stale.
So
it has the works. They went.
Why
flush
wouldn't it
metal.
be FTR? So Acclaimed keeps it longer?
So Swerve in Our Glory hole basically somehow beat FTR, became #1 contenders again, and then Friday on Dynamite, I don't know if you guys saw this clip, Swerve Strickland kidnapped Billy Gunn, cut his fingers off.
Oh my god.
He hostiled him. He fucking hostiled him, dude.
Do you
All
remember-
10?
Do you remember when Heidenreich had Michael
Or just
Cole?
like these, or just like these
I don't
these
know.
4.
You didn't see it. All you saw was pliers and scissor fingers getting just.
He's like this now. My small hands.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do the back too.
It's my small hands.
That's funny.
I'm over it, bro. They need to literally just put the titles in somebody, have them just work, and that's it. Like
Should be FTR.
if they have too many titles
I mean, that because they're fucking great.
and they just drop them like when they're walking, it's pretty funny.
Yo, so that sucks. I hate Swerve in Our Glory. I hate that they're still in the title
Swerve
picture.
in Our Glory.
They've had like 4 big time pay-per-view, 3 pay-per-view matches. So lame. Hate it. Don't care.
Lame as fuck.
All of a sudden, Swerve Strickland decided to become insane and cut off Billy Gunn's scissor fingers. I don't know what the hell
The
that's
worst
all
shit.
about.
It's the worst
Yeah,
shit.
dude. I don't know. Whatever.
What about
Whatever.
before I tell you, because I actually looked up. I was like, you know what? Let me look up what happened on Dynamite. And as I'm reading what happened, I'm like, oh my god, this sounds terrible. But before we get to that,
Okay.
at the end of Dynamite last week, MJF apparently maybe turns face. Was that a full face turn? Because let me tell you, if that was a full face turn, that reaction was terrible.
That's very Austin going to save The Rock before WrestleMania.
I just think that if they turn around and say, hey, that was just one step in the full face turn.
it's done.
You think it's
That's
done?
it.
You think
That's
that's
it.
like what happened? Like MJF is just a good guy now.
I think we're gonna see MJF versus Big Cass Morrissey.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you something then. They
What's
blew
up?
it. It sucked. The crowd didn't care.
It wasn't good.
The crowd was too confused. And you know what? Like, because you saw when he came out to try to rescue,
Right.
he teased it. He came out. He said, nah. Came back. Came out. Said, nah. You know why that was the right thing to do? Because it's not time yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's still on the fence. It's not time for the climax.
But the overacting just really overdoes it.
He is overacting a lot these days. And, when he becomes a face, he's not very likable as a face. Because the way for him to be a face is to stay true to himself. And I don't think he's doing that.
No,
I think
not.
he's going full Bob Hope. Hey, what's up, Cincinnati? You know, and it's like he thinks that he's being corny, disingenuous, good, but he's not. He's being corny, disingenuous, lame.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
I
say
don't
corny,
think
boring.
that, and if that what happened on Wednesday was the actual face turn, you could hear right there. Go back and watch. The crowd reaction was not there. If it was a piece of the face turn, then maybe we could get away with it and we could keep building. But
Right.
if that
See you
was the
tomorrow.
face turn, then that was, in my opinion, an epic fail, dude. Because MJF, he's like a newborn babe, dude. He don't know how to be a face. He's still figuring out, and he's not very good at it.
Right.
That's my opinion. What do you think, Sean?
I think that it's being rushed. I think that the whole Stokely Hathaway thing is just unnecessary. I think if you're gonna have MJF go face, don't involve Moxley in it. It was just too much very early, and it put a damper on what could be something good.
Absolutely.
They
And
prematurely evacuated.
they did
Yes.
prematurely evacuate. And, listen, you want to have him get beat up a little bit by the crew. And now there's a little tension or whatever the fuck. He's got a little kink in his arm or a chink in his
Chinking his
clonker.
chain. Chinking his chain.
Chink in his clonker, yeah. But then they took him outside. They fucking choke slammed him. And it was like, oh, wow. And you saw he was fighting like a heel. As they were manhandling him, he was doing the one thing that no babyfaces... babyface. He was doing one thing that's like a lost art. He was like fighting. He was trying to fight away, But they were like, nah, dude. So, yeah, if that's a full MJF face turn, I'm already over it. So, once again, I just want to let you know that right here, PK with the stash, Blvd Bullies, I'm going to be the first one to reject The Rock's propaganda. And I'm also going to be the first to tell you that MJF is not the face that you think he is. And you know what? I can't help but blame Jericho, because you remember at the media scrum, Jericho said, like, I was telling him he could be a face.
Yep.
And I almost like it's like Jericho, I feel like, is pushing it. And it's not time yet. It's premature
Remember when
evacuation.
Do you think
Remember
it's
when him
Jericho
and-
wanting to work with him as a face?
Dude, remember when him
Maybe,
and Jericho
yeah,
sang
maybe.
a fucking song for fucking 10 minutes as
Oh,
a
that was so
fucking
bad.
promo?
That wasn't fun.
Oh my god, that's what we're in geared towards.
Also,
hope
Moxley wrestled the main event of Dynamite, and then because Wheeler was double booked on the New Japan Strong show on Friday, Moxley wrestled the main event on Wednesday, and then the first match on Friday.
Yeah.
Guy's a
He
workhorse.
closed. Yeah, dude is a workhorse,
You
man.
can't say.
He's wrestling tomorrow too, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's wrestling. Who the fuck? Hold on, I have it here.
Pete Rose.
I knew it. Lee Moriarty.
Okay, that should be fun to watch. Lee's very talented in the ring.
All right,
Matt
you guys talk about more stuff. I just literally, it's not time to end the show yet, but I literally cannot not pee.
Go.
I have to.
Oh
I'm
god.
an old man. You see this mustache? I'll be right back.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I love that shirt.
Yeah, dude, but one of my favorites. 01, baby. But I don't know, man. It's hard to keep up with it, especially where you see the potential of it and just the route and energy that they're using towards it. Right? We all know eventually it's gonna be Mox and MJF. But
At
now
Phobia,
it's
right?
yeah,
That's
but like
soon. That's in like a couple of weeks.
yeah. But it's like, okay, so now you guys have to show how well they work together. What's next? Are they gonna win the tag titles and go into Full Gear Tag Team Champions? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's on some like flow like that, and it's something that's been done before. And when something gets done like that in a manner of which it's like, okay, it's leading down this road. Can you deliver to that capacity? If not, don't even touch it. The guy is talented, but like I said before, the overacting is putting a damper on it. And I was like, I can't take it serious now. because it's like now you're super emotional.
Dude, I would say that
You
this
know
is
what I'm
kind of
saying?
it's kind of like the opposite of Bray Wyatt. They're like pushing this very quickly, his like change and his character. Like
Yeah,
they're
dude.
like doing everything really quick, and Bray Wyatt's like a very slow build that's been happening for fucking months
And
with like the
again,
whole White Rabbit, the whole like it's been a whole thing.
and again, I understand that there was a big shift change in the way that the company was going towards. Like they had someone strapped in the driver's seat that they had to be like, you know what, Papito, I'm gonna see you later. It's your stop to get out, right? And it was just something that happened that nobody had control over. And when things like that happen, you have to throw the reins in the opposite direction and hope that they could take that belt into Hamanoptera. And if you know it's Hamanoptera, it's the city of the dead, it's the city of gold.
Well,
And
they also got the curveball of CM Punk like having that whole meltdown.
but
So like
that's
that like
exactly what I'm
fucked
saying.
everything
It
up.
throws everything around and in a way where
Right.
you can't take it serious. And it's like I need it to
This definitely wasn't the plan. Like this definitely
no.
wasn't the plan to have MJF turn face like this so quickly.
No, it wasn't the plan. And that's the issue right now is just the fact that this wasn't the plan. He's not ready, and we're not ready to go where this is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree with that.
I just hope that at some point they can grab the reins and point the horse in the direction where it needs to be. Because there's so much that Mox can do. You know what I'm saying? So
He's the fucking man, dude.
he's dope. You know what I'm saying? And he holds it down. But
Yeah,
there's so
Mox
much that
is
he
winning
can
me
do.
over lately as well.
There's so much that he could do.
So
You know what I'm saying?
workhorse.
He is. He literally is.
Just
that.
loves it. It's literally his life, and it shows that he loves it so much.
That's what I love about wrestling because that's how I feel about it.
But there's people that love wrestling, and then there's people like John Moxley. You know, I think there's like a difference.
You were either born to do it or you're born and have the ability to do it.
Right.
And I think that's where he differentiates from a lot of the guys that wish and hope to hold the title. He can actually do it and go the distance. You know what I'm saying? So I hope at some point MJF can get his acting together and show that he is that person just like Moxley who is wrestling and embodies the image of professional wrestling.
Imagine Moxley beats MJF.
I'm for it. You know why? Because he shows that he has that.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing. What they're going to set up like face. You know, I don't know.
It's basically what's happening right now.
Yeah. Too complicated. Should have kept Max as a bad guy.
Yep.
But what we were saying is that they prematurely evacuated because CM Punk left, so it like threw them a curveball. That
Yeah,
like wasn't
I think
even
so.
the plan.
I mean, unless somehow some miracle happens and it's all a work and CM Punk aligns with Max and they're bad guys.
Imagine, dude.
I mean, I think they've already
throw
pretty
me
given
for a loop, baby.
They've
Just
already
throw me for a loop.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I love
awesome.
You know, and I did call it many moons ago. I said CM Punk is going to turn and align with Max. I think they're already setting up that William Regal is going to help Max win by handing him the brass knuckles. Because he pinky promised not to use the ring, but they've been leaving the brass knuckles breadcrumbs. I think it's pretty obvious.
No breadcrumbs, yeah.
Yeah, well, and then you know what happens after the breadcrumbs? You start milking it.
Yep.
You know.
Say that again, bro.
You know.
You know.
Mike Tyson is going to be special guest enforcer in Atlantic City on Friday for AEW Dynamite.
I think I'm going. So if you guys care to come up with your boy, come with.
Wait, is he the enforcer for Billy Gunn? Is it like a Billy Gunn thing?
No.
Or is he? What was he?
No, I'm sorry. He's not going to be an enforcer. He's going to be a commentator.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, last time he was in AEW, he fell asleep.
So he's gonna announce the wrestlers? Oh no, he's gonna be on the booth.
He's gonna commentate.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? You know, that's a good idea.
He's returning to Boardwalk Hall where he's had some synonymous knockouts. I remember my mom said she went there for a weekend of shenanigans, much like myself.
Shenanigans.
And she said he knocked out a guy in like 20 seconds. She went to use the bathroom and the match was over. So they're bringing Tyson back to Boardwalk Hall, and that's in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Maybe Sean the Bully may be out there with his leather jacket.
Oh, leather jacket, Sean.
Mike Tyson might be slinging his new weed. He sells his own pot now, you know?
Who knows?
I also want to just say, before we get into the AEW Dynamite preview for tomorrow, I just want to say one other thing that bothered me about last week's Dynamite show is that they are doing something that is like very Saturday morning cartoons. They did it twice in one show. And the best example is when Renee was interviewing Paige and Britt Baker, right? And, and they started arguing. Oh, hey, what do you think about this? Oh, the other woman walks in. They're arguing. They're talking over each other. They're yelling. Guys, enough.
Is that Renee doing that?
Yeah, that's Renee. Quiet, or whatever. And they did that twice. I forget what the other segment was. But
was it her doing it again?
It's just,
for the main event.
No. It's like this. It's like person A and person B are arguing.
Okay.
And the
teacher.
Right, the teacher. Quiet.
I know what you're saying.
Judge Judy, order in the court.
She's the mediator.
And I'm just saying that's how they ended too. Hold on.
It's very cartoony.
Yeah, sorry, I'm very gassy. I've been drinking margaritas. So I'm just saying that when I was watching it on Wednesday, during the Toxic Tweet Along, tune in tomorrow, 8 to 10, on Blvd Bullies Twitch. I don't know. I just noticed that was like a total fucking trope. It's like you have two different arguments on the same show, which isn't a bad idea, but both arguments, they do the yell, enough!
Well, you notice that AEW does that a lot. They'll do something in one match, and they'll do the same exact thing in the next match.
It's such Blues Clues fucking bullshit.
Very strange.
Weekend too?
Strange writing.
It's Blues Clues bullshit is what it is. And if you want to do that every so often, you can't think, you don't have an original idea in your head. You're just a fucking rich dad's kid, and you were raised by television, and you don't have an original. See, I'm a proponent of television promoting you to find new original ideas. Watch a lot of television, play a lot of video games, come up with some creative stuff. But oh my God, what a fifth grader. I hated it.
Me? Oh.
All right, so Sean, who's going to be the former ROH champion? Just lay it out for me right now.
I'm going PCO.
Oh my God, not? That would be awesome.
Why not bring PCO?
It's definitely who you said it was going to be.
Ami?
Fucking the guy who wrestled
Matt Taven.
Matt Taven, right?
I think that's probably going to be the likely thing, but I'm hoping for Hami.
Yo, Taven is Puerto Rican?
I love him. Great.
The coolest would either be Homicide or Adam Cole, I think. I think Adam Cole coming back would be exciting because I hate that he got hurt.
What about Jonathan Gresham? What about Dark Horse? Hey, I know, maybe Tony just has this ego axe to grind.
Imagine Jonathan Gresham.
I could see it. Again, let me explain to you why. I feel like the stories came out that Jonathan Gresham told Tony Khan that he don't give a fuck and F you. And so Tony, he's losing sleep over that. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give Jonathan Gresham $5,000 to come lose to Chris Jericho. And is Jonathan Gresham going to say no to $5,000? Hell no.
What about Christopher Daniels?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I'm okay with that. I don't hate that. But I do hate Christopher Daniels. Yeah, so I guess I do hate that. All right. Well,
I don't even think it matters. I think whoever comes back is going to lose to Chris Jericho.
The Ocho.
So you also have the sequel to what I was just shitting on, the Saraya Britt Baker sit-down interview with Renee. And this is I'll tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do the Mankind interview, because anytime that there's a sit down, because all these people are marks, they have to recreate the Jim Ross Mankind interview. So maybe it's going to end with Britt Baker hurting Saraya's neck and them calling from off screen for people to come in. Something like that. Yeah, exactly. By God, get some people in here. Sean, what do you think?
I think that, like you said, Pat, I think it's going to be something to the effect where she gets choked up. I think it'll be Jamie Hayter doing the job. And I think we're going to see Saraya on the floor like this.
My neck! Hey, guess what?
And then at some point, we'll see her on Rampage Wrestling.
How cool would it be if Britt Baker bought them both? Maybe Renee sits down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my guests, Britt Baker and Soraya. And Britt Baker comes in. She goes, hey, I brought us Chinese food. Rib tips. Fried rice combo.
Dude, off topic, I got Chinese food for the first time since eating meat again.
Yo, you're on a roll,
What
bro.
did you
You're
get?
like a lion.
You got the
Dude,
pigeon?
what I got?
Pork fried rice chicken wings.
I got the barbecue spare pigeon and the fucking you know, what else did I get? It's the bourbon chicken.
Bourbon chicken.
Yeah,
You know bourbon
cat.
chicken
yeah,
from like
I know,
the
I know
bourbon
what
cat?
you're- Yeah, of course.
Dude, it's like not real Chinese food. It's like the fake Americanized Chinese food.
Right, you
How's
got
your
you got it
stomach
from.
been? How's your stomach been since you've
Dude,
been?
my stomach has been like extra good. I don't get like belly aches and shit.
Oh,
I don't like.
good.
It's all that
Don't overdo
MSG.
it.
You're still high on MSG, probably.
Madison
Dude.
Square Garden.
You know what you got to
Mhm.
do next
Sit-ups.
is like hibachi steak.
Oh, like Benihana's?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'll go. I'm with it.
Yo,
We need to do
Benihana's.
Bullies do sushi.
I'm into it.
So yeah, I
Come to
think
the
that it's
city.
obviously going to be like at the end of that, blah blah blah. We already talked about it. Okay, here's another thing. Daddy Ass's birthday party.
Oh,
And
that's
I think
tomorrow.
he's going to come out with like
No
this-
fingers.
no fingers, right? And then how about this? And listen, I'm just shooting the shit right here. What if he has no fingers, and like they come out to mock him, but then like they fight them off. Boom, boom, boom. Famouser. Boom! I got my fingers.
He has his finger. He goes his
He had
fingers
them.
out.
He escaped.
That's very funny. I think he's gonna
Or,
act like he has
maybe,
no fingers.
Maybe if they want to lean into, and I don't give a shit about Swerve Strickland, and I don't care about this anymore. They've ruined it for me.
Yeah.
And we have
Screw
a
'em.
lot of ass clowns. What is it? The
Ass
acclaimed
boys.
daddy ass scissor me. We have a lot of fans in the chat. I've been yelled at by the acclaimed fans. But I want an honest opinion in the comments or in the chat right now. Is it still cool? They had their trademark suspended for 2 weeks, then they got that back because they ripped up the document. When you rip
They're
up
still good wrestlers, dude.
Yeah, it's still fun, but like
Their matches, I
like,
think they're still gonna have a good match.
aren't they? I feel like Brian, when we talk about the milking, I feel like there's a rhythm. Like if you grew up on a farm, you understand like.
Yeah.
But I feel like Tony Khan is just like
double pull.
He's
Yeah,
double
he's
pumping.
He's
He's
double
double pumping.
He's at 1% milk now.
He's just like doing a Tom Green, and he's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's just, I think it's too much. I think that's what's happening with the acclaimed. I think they're getting double pumped right now.
Is it their fault?
It's not their
I don't even
fault.
think
I
it's-
mean,
I don't
hey,
even think it's
listen,
their fault.
You're ascending. You're ascending. You're selling merch. You're hanging out with Billy Gunn. You're getting big pops. Like you don't realize that the pops are slightly less loud than the time they were before. You're just like, we're living it. We're doing it.
Yeah. You're in the moment. Yeah.
And I don't blame them, but
Well,
listen,
I'm hoping that this match is good enough to not like have them fall off because I don't want that to happen. Because I
No,
think they're
but
on a good roll.
you know-
I think they're on a good roll
and
right
I
now.
hate to say this, but the Jim Cornette or whatever criticism of AEW has been like that he can't make it's all about surprises and twists and turns and it's spastic booking, and I think that I don't like the positive side of me wants to like disagree with that. I want to be like, no, you don't understand. Like, it's not science, it's art. You know what I mean? Like, like all these like old heads are like, no, there's a science, there's a formula. It's like, nah, man, it's art, like blah blah blah. But it's like, then you watch what happens when an artiste doesn't learn the rules. You need to learn the rules before you can break them.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
So it's like,
I
oh,
agree.
hey, you go to like a painting class. They're like, all right, I'm going to teach you this. So it's like, well, why do I need to learn all this shit? It's fucking painting, man. It's my art. It's like, well, you got to
Technique.
learn the rules before you can break them. You need to learn all the rules, learn all the history, learn all the technique before you can make your own great masterpiece.
You have to learn to walk before you run, baby.
Yeah, and all
Fact.
those other goddamn tropes, just like arguing. Enough!
Shoot it!
So
My
stupid.
math teacher in middle school used to ring like a little yoga bell. when people would be too loud. She'd stand in the middle of the classroom and just be like, "Doot, doot, 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 doot."
So when I was an educator and I worked with 3rd through 5th grade, it was hard because their attention is just elsewhere. One thing I learned
They don't give a shit.
was the clap technique, and it's if you hear my voice, clap once, you clap twice,
You're like the
clap 3
Miz.
times.
When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
I used that before and I got in trouble. But it's
Because
a good one.
you can't say shut.
No.
It's because
No.
everyone's a pussy nowadays.
Oh Jesus!
Right on, Brian.
Oh Jesus!
Right
Sean said
on,
it.
Brian.
That
Sean
must have
said
been
it
like
twice
that's
already.
probably the 5th or 6th P bomb that we've dropped. You know,
Sorry.
and like, you know, I like
A little pussy cat. I mean, is that?
even if we didn't say pussy, when I said I gotta go pee, I think that was enough to demonetize us. So you could see
Really?
how much we've been demonetized. Not suitable for ad revenue. You know, what could you say?
So I got some sources back in this Ring of Honor Chris Jericho Invitational.
Oh, let's talk about these sources.
Loki.
No
Homicide,
way. No way it's gonna
Jerry
be Loki.
Lynn or Adam Cole.
Jerry Lynn?
Jerry Lynn's dead.
He just killed Chris Jericho.
Didn't you see Chris Jericho very, very slowly tombstone him? Did you see him?
Who knows? Listen, he wanted to take it. Who says he can't take it again?
You think it's gonna be Loki? That'd be awesome.
Maybe Loki. Shout out Team IE.
I love that there's so many different choices. It's just like intriguing. It's like intriguing.
It
Makes
is
you want to
intriguing.
watch it.
The Ocho, ESPN 8.
Is anything else happening on AEW that's interesting?
I think that's the only interesting thing.
I kind of do like this storyline. Orange Cassidy is so lazy that he refuses to defend his titles in one-on-one matches, and he just always does a triple threat because he's so lazy that he could just win without having to. But I thought the promo was so lame. He's like, hey, you know, I don't know. Like, if you know Orange Cassidy and you're, like, into it, it's like, oh, this is so funny. He doesn't care. But if you're just, like, a normal person, it's like, why is this guy so slow? You know?
Right.
Do you think that Luchasaurus or Ray Fenix have a prayer in the world to win this?
I mean, I fuck with fucking Kane-saurus Rex. dude.
Kane-saurus Rex, of course.
I'm all for
Bad
Luchasaurus.
take Bry. Bad take
I'm
Sean.
all for it. No, listen, listen, hear me out.
No, he
I
sucks.
popped because listen, it's fine. He can suck all he wants. But guess what? He's representing the Cretaceous period. He's not representing the country.
Fuck out of here.
He's representing the Cretaceous period.
I'm
Right,
with
he
you,
doesn't
bro.
have a flag
That's
next to
it.
his name.
Yeah,
Yeah, Samoa Joe versus Brian Cage, ROH TV Championship fight.
I hope Brian Cage wins.
What is
man.
wrong with you?
Did you see
I like
it?
Brian Cage.
And then Jade versus
Schlack
Pat's
Light.
favorite, Marina Shafir.
Oh my God! Well, listen, there's a lot to talk about connected to this match. Let's try to run through it quick. Did you see that Bow Wow is trying to get a contract? Bow Wow wants to get into wrestling. Hey, Tony Khan, I want to get into wrestling.
Shoot his shot at Jade Cargill.
And then he shot his shot. Jade Cargill, who I think
Shot
is
his
married, he was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Jade, after my first win, how about me and you go out to celebrate?" And Jade, instead of saying like, you know, I think a good response would have been, "Hey, Bow Wow, you're barking up the wrong tree." Or you could have been like, or she could have said like, "I'm married to my work," you know, or whatever, right? But instead she says, "Bow Wow, you couldn't afford me."
I think that's a funny thing to say.
Why,
She's straight
like,
heel.
She's a straight hooker, it sounds like.
Oh no, baby! Whoa!
No? You couldn't afford to take me out on a date. You couldn't afford me. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
That girls like to go shopping, bro.
Well,
I mean,
listen,
what is that to suggest that her husband, if somebody came along with more money than her husband, that they could afford her?
Probably.
Well. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, and you know what the best part is, like, you know, she says shit a lot. I think if you were to go through the analytics, Jade Cargill has said shit and bitch probably more than any other wrestler on TV. But you know, she's for the kids too. You know, she's a role model for the young black women of America. So, you know, why not just keep saying, "I'm that bitch, cut the shit,
Piece of shit.
and hey, you can't afford me." Why not? Why not just Just go for it. What a fucking role model, you know? God
I
bless.
like Jade.
I don't
I
like her.
like her too, but you know,
I like Jade.
it's like it's not her fault.
I think she sucks. I think she
It's
sucks.
the direction is confusing. The director is confusing.
They
know?
got her doing multiple things right now. Isn't there like who has her belt? Is
You
it
know,
still
talk
a-
about a turn.
Nyla Rose is funnier than
Dude,
fucking
and
Jade Cargill.
that is so ass backwards. Like
She was the super heel at
the
one point. Now
bad
she's
guy,
just-
the bad
Yeah.
guy steals the belt. The bad
Yeah.
guy doesn't chase like an idiot after the belt that's stolen. She's running after her car and shit. Yo, it's so ass backwards. You talk about a face turn. They prematurely evacuated MJF. They did the exact
Cool to be
opposite.
bad.
They blue balls themselves on Jade. You know?
It's
I
like
think
it's cool to
Jade
be
could have
bad.
turned. Jade could have turned.
Jade's just not great though. She's not a great wrestler. She always like everything she does like looks not good.
Hey,
Like, it looks-
did you hear that JD from New York got gang attacked by every single female wrestler in the world because he said Marina Shafir sucks?
He has no like luck when it comes.
He is a
said
fucking
some
idiot,
things.
dude.
He said some things that is just like there.
Nah.
You can never talk again because
Yo, he's
nobody
a moron.
likes you.
He's a moron. And
It's
you know what?
wild.
Like, yo, you know, I personally enjoy Jim Cornette because Jim Cornette has been in the business for 50 years, and you know what?
He's a knowledgeable man.
He's
He
a
knows what the fuck
knowledgeable
he's
guy.
talking
He's
about.
got the experience. He's over the top and funny. Like he understands the difference between a gimmick and opinion. And yes, while he does blur the lines like any greats do, he's got 50 years of experience to back it up. And
Right.
he gives credit where credit's due. And I don't know. I know that this is insane, but I just feel like Jim Cornette does that in a classy way. And like somebody who is a descendant of like, it's like this guy JD from New York is like, he's like the kid who listened to Marilyn Manson and decided that Marilyn Manson was telling him to shoot up a school. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy who took the cool thing and made it shitty because he lacked or had one too many chromosomes. You know what I'm saying? Like he took, like, I think that healthy, old school, hard nose, dunking on you wrestling criticism is awesome, but JD ruins it for everybody. And
What did he say
most
that was that
important-
bad though?
Most importantly, he is a disgrace to New York. He is not New York. He roots for the Atlanta Braves. Okay?
Does he?
And you know what Brian, you're wearing the shirt. You know what real fucking nerds do. You know what real gamers do. We fucking rock Dark Souls 100 hours. Dark Souls 2, 150 hours. Dark Souls 3, 150 hours. Fucking Elden Ring, 200 hours. Sekiro, 100 hours. Bloodborne, 100 hours. That's what gamers do. Guess what gamers don't do? They don't act like JD from fucking New York with an Atlanta Braves hat on playing Destiny 2 to get the rare loot like some kind of cock. All right? So fuck
Facts.
JD from New York. And, you know, listen.
Bombs.
Is what he's saying incorrect? Not entirely. You know, because he says, I got every right to say whatever I want. And you know what? That's true. But then these tweets like, I don't know why they're coming for me. I could say whatever I want. This person, and it's like, yo, he just like, if you can't
burying
take the
himself even more.
heat, get out of the kitchen. He makes himself a lightning rod, but he don't have the fucking resume, history, or intellect to back it up. Yo, could this guy talk?
He doesn't have a thick skin. You know
what? I'll give him mad credit, dude, because this guy works hard, man. He's sitting there during Raw, tweeting his reaction to everything. And then he hits the record button. He hits the record button to several thousand people every night, and he'll talk with no ums. You know, you see me, you see us, we're burping, our sound's off, you know, we're stuttering, I'm saying like 1,000 times. Yo, this guy could cut a promo. He's got his notes, and he fucking crushes it. But he's so obviously like, I'm not even going to say he's racist or sexist. He's just an asshole. He's just an asshole. He's like an asshole, and he represents everything that should be cut out of wrestling. you know? And, all these snowflakes out there that, they should be cut out of wrestling too. It's like the same fucking coin, It's like JD and the snowflakes should all just fucking be flipped into a fucking wishing well somewhere, never to be heard from again, if you ask me.
Gain.
Yeah, but basically what happened is that he was shitting on Marina Shafir versus Jade, and he was basically saying, like, I'm sorry, but Jade Cargill has underdelivered. And Jade Cargill, I think that's how it started. Jade Cargill's underdelivered, she's still green, blah, blah, blah. And Jade Cargill just tweeted him back. She was like, who the fuck are you? Shut the fuck up. You're a bitch, like, you criticize me. You make your money to live in your mom's basement criticizing me. And then, like, he tried to fire back, and, like, everybody dumped on him. Like, all the women's wrestlers were dumping on him.
Yeah, they all ganged up. Listen, he deserved it. Piece of shit.
Yo, but to be honest and fair, Marina Shafir is the drizzling shits.
Well, so what was his?
I
what
couldn't
was,
give a shit, dude. I think I don't fuck with it, honestly. Like, women, it's just like not great stuff to me. I understand.
No, I mean, and to me, my favorite women's wrestler is Jade, honestly.
She's not great though, dude.
No,
Nah,
but that
dude.
scissor
Britt
kick,
Baker is more entertaining.
nah.
She's more entertaining than fucking
She has it, dude.
Jade to me.
Jade
She
lays
has
it in, too.
molding. She has the molding of a great women's wrestler. If you really look at her, she does.
Well, because she looks good. She just has the. She just
dude.
looks like a good wrestler. But
No,
she
it's not
she
about the
doesn't
looks.
move. She doesn't move like one. To me, I feel like she moves very sloppily, and it's like very slow. Like very slow. It's all very slow.
Well, I also think it's who they put to work with her. If you can't make that person you're working with look good, then you're clearly not doing your job well.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's a lot of
Marina
people's
sucks. That's what I'm
problems
saying.
nowadays.
Like, I don't know. I think Jade is improving. I think Jade is dope. I don't understand why Jade isn't on Dynamite every week.
Yeah. Maybe she's,
maybe
maybe she's injured.
Brian, once again, you know what I'm saying? Like, a churn butter once or twice, living in an Amish paradise. You got to milk it properly. But Tony Khan, from the very beginning, Rampage shouldn't even be a show. You know what I mean? Like
They have too many shows.
They've casted Jade like Rampage needs big time players. So now Mike Tyson's gonna be on Rampage. And dude, they are doing 4,000 a week in these buildings, and they are doing under $1 million. I don't care. I don't care if this one was 1.5. Yo, they're doing delusional numbers. They suck. They are drawing the same numbers as 4-year-old Big Bang Theory episodes. So it's like they're not doing it right, man. They're just not. I don't know. Listen, the second can of margarita has been finished. So maybe I'm not making any sense. Hey, you know what I love right now too?
What?
Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal. You know why? Because somebody called Sanjay Dutt and told him what Jay Lethal's. Somebody called Sanjay Dutt and told him what Darby Allin's weakness was. And you know what it turned out to be, guys?
Wasn't it like a draw gate?
It was getting cut in half by the mechanical gate. That was Darby Allin's weakness. Do you guys care about that?
I'm excited to see Jay Lethal work, man. Jay Lethal's been like fire since his last match thing in Nashville with Flair. And I want to see him with gold around his waist because Jay Lethal is a wrestler. He deserves to be on TV every week. And I think him and Darby going at it should be fun because Darby's innovative. Darby knows how to move. Hopefully he's not just throwing his body around. Hopefully we can see some sort of mat technician Darby. But again, anybody working with Jay Lethal comes out looking good because Jay is a professional. He deserves gold around his waist.
I agree.
Bro.
I agree with
already.
you, but I think they fucked this up tremendously. I think that once again, it lacks focus. It lacks
direction, just direction.
Well, it lacks focus and it lacks like restraint. The restraint to like wait a week or two and pull the trigger on a really good idea that you think you have. Like maybe
I would have had the big guy just throw Darby around.
Like if you have a good idea and hey, week 1, we're going to start this idea. you don't necessarily need to take the second step in week 2. You know, you could start the idea at week 1, have a thing happen, and then the next step of the story can happen in like week 3. You know, like let it simmer. It's not like an episodic TV show as much.
Right.
Like you could get away with like a slow build. So they already completely fucked it up. It just seems like with this particular angle, they've been confused the whole time. Darby beats Jay Lethal, and they go to do the handshake of honor, but Jay Lethal's it's like the same story as the Max story.
It's literally the same thing.
It's literally the same thing. And then I guess they realized that they were doing 2 of the same things, so now Jay Lethal's just bad again. And they needed to like make you forget that he almost wasn't bad, so they have him chop Darby Allin in half and give him the figure 4 in the fucking fence.
So stupid.
Classic overcorrection. All right, and finally, Lee Moriarty versus Jon Moxley. You care?
It's a championship match?
Championship, yeah.
It's gonna be dope.
Moxley's gonna win. I mean, it's gonna be fucking whatever, honestly.
I think. Listen, have you seen Lee Moriarty work?
Yes, I
Yes,
mean,
before
GCW.
the green hair, though. Yeah, before the green hair.
Before the green hair. So I think this has a lot of potential to be a good match. Is it going to be what we want to see? Probably not. Is Stokely and his crew going to get involved? More than likely.
Yeah, maybe a
but I
small
think it's
taste
cool.
of what we want to see.
Exactly.
MJF's gonna save him probably.
And again, I'm a wrestling fan. Just like I'm a fan of Jay Lethal, I think Lee Moriarty has it. And I think this is a good stepping stone for him to, do his thing. What does Jesus have to do
it's
with
a championship contender match. I'm sorry, did I not read that correctly?
So what does that mean?
Oh my God, it's just WWE bullshit. You're the
So you
championship
win, you can
contender,
challenge.
and if it's a non-title, and if you beat the champion, then you. Oh, and then they just announced too that they're doing another eliminator tournament to determine the number 1 contender. So they're doing an eliminator tournament that's going to run, and the finals of the eliminator tournament is going to be at Full Gear. And so far, the only 2 people announced in the eliminator tournament have been Ethan Page and Dante Martin. So, like, I don't know. What listen, can't wait to tune in. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Yo, I'll be talking
I'm
to
more
you,
excited
real
for
quick.
fucking Saudi Arabia.
I'm really like tight in a way that we haven't really seen Private Party wrestle. I was watching like videos of them like wrestle as a tag, and it's like they could work, but they never been given the platform to work by themselves. It's always been with the crew, the Butcher and the Blade, Matt Hardy, Andrade and his crew. These guys could work. I'd like to see them in some light. Get them boys some shine.
Yeah, I agree. I like Andrade. I think he's dope. I think he seems like a cool guy.
He's out.
Yeah. No, they sent him home.
Yeah, he's gone. Mr. Black Mask.
Final wrestling thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, I'm just excited for fucking Crown Jewel, honestly. That's what I'm looking forward to most right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Crown Jewel should be fun. There's nothing like a glorified house show. I'm a little intrigued to see what Uncle Howdy has to say, Brian.
Thank you.
But you know what? He still fucking sucks.
Well, we'll see.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot. All right,
Yeah,
so
I gotta go eat some fucking bourbon chicken.
all right,
my
Brian.
last thought.
Goodbye.
Well, we're all signing off together. I thought we're not leaving. We're not. I thought that was our final.
Well, I mean,
No.
I do want to run through very quickly few housekeeping notes. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. on twitch.tv/Boulevard Bullies.
Le
We're
Ocho.
going to be doing the Le Ocho. We're going to be doing the toxic tweet along from 8 to 10. Also, either right around 8 or after 8 or maybe after later tonight or something, at some point over the next 2 days, you're going to see the entire Boulevard Bullies winter line up for sale.
Some
It's
new
gonna be
stuff
dope.
too, baby.
New stuff, some old stuff retooled. It's going to be super dope. It's going to be great.
Cozy winter things.
But also, did I forget anything, by the way, that we got going on?
Are you doing? There's no Outlaw until next until December.
Outlaw opened up an academy.
That they did
schools.
alongside the SAT, Grim Reaper,
I think I might
And-
be spending a lot of time hanging out around there.
and Jamaica Ave at Olympic Gym?
That's where you trained, right?
Olympus Gym. No, I've been there a few times.
I
So
think
that's
I am
Queens.
going to be spending a lot of my time around there. I think that's just
That's
going to be,
dope.
I just feel like that's going to be a good environment to be in.
Jamaica Ave and what?
I don't know. I'll send you the post so you'll see it. But yeah, shout out Outlaw Wrestling School. That's gonna be dope. December 2nd and 3rd. They're back in town December 2nd. They're in the Big Orange Building in Williamsburg. And December 3rd, you could find them in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn at St. Pat's Gym. It's always a good time when Outlaws are around. And guess what? You can see Homicide kick some ass, right?
Fuck yeah.
Why not?
Next week we're having a call-in guest.
We are. Who's that?
Deathmatch Russell is going to be our call-in guest. All right, you ready for this? Boulevard
What's that?
Bullies, gambling tips, okay? Let me just run you through our Week 8 slate. Now, this was a 12-pick parlay plus $53,779, $1 to win like $560. We had Broncos plus 2.5, Dallas Cowboys money line, Raiders money line, Falcons money line, Steelers plus 10.5, Miami Dolphins money line, Minnesota Vikings money line, New England Patriots money line, Tennessee Titans plus 1, Seahawks money line, Commanders plus 3, 49ers money line. Out of 12, we hit 10.
That's good.
Now,
That's
I'm just
progress.
saying that
I knew that. I know what that means. Everything else, I don't know what the fuck you just said, but I know what that means.
And you know what? Last week we were 8 for 12. So the Boulevard Bullies special, 12-pick $1 to win $500+ parlay it's getting closer. It's getting closer. We also had Green Bay Packers versus Buffalo Bills. Each total team touchdown over 1.5. Hit it. Devin Singletary alternate rushing yards 50 yards. Hit it. And then each team over 15.5 points. Hit it. 10 cents to win. $1.62. Nailed it.
It's a win. It's a win. It's a win. It's a win.
To win and a win. And then we also, we were a little bit conservative on Monday. We had the Browns plus 3.5 and Nick Chubb over 99.5 yards, 50 cents to pay out $1.82. Hit it. And I'm just going to run you through my picks for this week. Now, listen, I know it's early. So we're just going to go, I haven't even thought about it, but we're going to go right now. We're going to pick 12 games right now. And then, Brian, you can go eat your bourbon chicken. Thursday night, Eagles, minus 14 at Houston. I would go, listen, if you're going to do a 12-pick parlay, I would go Eagles money line easily. Now, if you want to get a little frisky, lighten up those odds a little bit, maybe you want your parlay to be 8 teams instead of 12, I would go plus 14 Houston Texans. Thursday night's traditionally a low-scoring game. Texans absolutely suck, but I just think that the Eagles are going to dominate. Garbage time touchdowns. I think a plus 14 spread is not a bad thing to take for a Thursday night game. Packers minus 3.5 at the Lions. Lions coming off a loss, play well at home. Both teams stink. I might go Packers money line there. Buffalo Bills at New York Jets. Buffalo Bills money line minus 625. I'm taking that in my parlay. But Miami Dolphins visiting the Chicago Bears. Miami Dolphins minus 5. Give me the Miami Dolphins at minus 5. Indiana Colts plus 5.5 at the Patriots. Patriots money line. This is my new job, Sean. Miami Vikings visiting the Washington Commanders. Give me the Washington Commanders plus 3.5. I think this is going to be a close game. I think you could probably take the Washington for the cover the spread. If not, stay away. Vikings money line. Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Jaguars, coming off of a brutal loss. Las Vegas is broken.
Horrible loss.
Jaguars 2-point underdog. Give me the Jaguars at home plus 2. Carolina Panthers plus the Panthers. Carolina Panthers visiting the Bengals plus 7.5. Now listen, Bengals just got embarrassed and destroyed by the Browns on Monday. And I love the Panthers. The Panthers have been covering pretty much every game since they traded all their people. Panthers have been playing well, putting up points, but I just think that the Bengals are going to be extremely angry. I'm staying away from the spread. I'm going Bengals money line.
Hear that, baby. I hear that.
Seattle Seahawks visiting Arizona Cardinals. I have no idea why the Seahawks are underdogs. Give me Seattle plus 2. LA Rams at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both teams absolutely suck. I think the Bucs suck a little bit more than the Rams do. Give me Rams plus the spread, 2.5.
All day.
Now this is a tough one. Chiefs home against the Titans. Titans 12.5-point underdogs. Man, I mean, but the Tennessee Titans, when they're playing a team that's not good at defending the run. See, the Tennessee Titans, they're a running team. Stay with their spread. I think that the Chiefs are going to blow them out, probably by 20 points, 15 points at least. Chiefs money line there. And then Monday Night Football, finally. Brian, thank you for sticking with us. Are you writing all this down?
This is banned. This is banned from the podcast.
All right, you're done with it.
This is absolutely banned.
And for the Monday night game, Saints
Brian
coming
hates
off a big
sports,
win.
guys.
Ravens on the road. Ravens are unstoppable, but I hate betting against the Saints at home. Saints at home are formidable for some reason, but give me the Ravens money line anyway. That's our fucking picks, though.
That's it, baby.
That's our
got
picks.
through it.
Wow. You know what? I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to do it, Brian. Thank you.
You did it. I let you do it. No, that's never happening again.
Yeah, well, I know. Maybe you know what? Maybe instead of running down the whole docket, we'll fucking
That was a
like
long
pick.
docket.
Well, listen.
That's nothing, dude.
I
That's
did it in
nothing.
like 2
Jeez.
minutes, dude. That was a pretty good run.
No, I mean you did it well, but it was still long for my liking.
Well, you know, maybe we'll have a whole offshoot. Maybe me and Sean will start a new betting show for
Why not?
champion.
Oh, that's a great idea.
champion gomblers only.
You can promote it on this show.
Hey,
Hey, listen,
Eagle
talking
Libido,
about
thanks for
promoting.
stopping by. Congratulations on your art show on Friday. Insider tips, Logan Stein. Listen, subscribe to the newsletter to get that printed out. Pork Chop Express, thanks for hanging around. Adam.
Yes, thank you for
Team
sticking through that.
Team I, that's the sound that CM Punk's dog made. I saw
Yo,
Bill
listen.
Steve before. I saw everybody.
Real quick, if you're not following Pro Wrestling Junkies, please go do that on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Please check us out on pwjcards.com. 15% off your entire purchase. Go to the Instagram. You get that code. Get it done, baby.
And Brian, I know that you have one thing that you would like to plug as well.
Are we gonna plug it?
Are you gonna to? Because I got my time for the gambling. Sean got his
Well,
time.
I've joined the cuck train as Pat would.
Whoa! I didn't say that. I don't think I said the cuck trade.
No, but it's a serious time. My fiance is going through some dental troubles, and we have a GoFundMe for it, and it's helped greatly. It's fucking
Listen,
expensive
if you
shit.
can do that,
The
go check out
mouth,
that GoFundMe. And
dude,
no joke.
anything regarding your mouth, take care of it.
No joke, baby.
Take care
No
of your
joke.
mouth
Just,
and each other.
yeah.
Where can we find that, Brian?
It's just it's
Is there a link on any profile?
There's a
that we
link.
can look?
There's a link. I'll have a link. We'll share it.
I mean, nobody's
share
gonna
it.
look back on it. You need to say it.
Brian's
out
gonna
loud.
go-
Amanda.
Brian's
Go
gonna go
fuck
put the link in
Amanda.
his profile.
Dental
Go
issues.
click that link.
Just
Go hit the
type
GoFundMe.
yeah, just type it into
donate.
GoFundMe. You'll find it. You'll figure it out.
That's a thing that's happening. I mean, we've raised. It's good. It's helped.
Brian, why
It's
don't you
helping.
do us a favor? And after you eat your bourbon chicken,
I'm gonna eat it right now.
why don't you comment on this video and put that link in there? And Sean,
Yes,
I would like you
I'll
to
do
do
that.
that as well.
Yes, add our links. Add our links.
All right,
Thank
y'all.
you for
Well,
that.
that's pretty much it. Are we good?
That's it. We're good, baby.
Final
all
thoughts
love.
from either one of you?
Brian, Mr. Bourbon.
See you next week. Same bully time, same bully channel with a special guest.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Oh.
special guest next week via phone. We're gonna start taking phone calls.
I like that.
I love it. Listen, Boulevard Bullies all day, every day.
All right, y'all. That does it for this week's show. Tune in next week. Stay tuned for the merch. Stay tuned for the bourbon chicken. PK. Boulevard Bullies. Bye-bye.